here we go. Hey, enthusiasts, what's happening? This is Salty Language, episode 603.
The sexiest podcast on the network.
Pew, 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 pew.
Yes, sound effects.
Yeah.
Stuff.
You know, people listening won't give a shit about this, but I know you might care a little bit, which is, like before I had to like hide the Audacity window because it was white and it would just completely, show how pale I am.
Yeah, it's like a nuclear explosion.
Yeah.
Going on your screen.
I found out they have themes within Audacity. There's a dark mode.
Oh, hell yeah.
Fucking got it on like right now. It's on. You can't even, can't tell as much as when it was all white like it used to be.
Can they really call it themes if it's just light mode and dark mode?
They have
or
they
a couple have like
choose from.
Oceanic and
you can also
Max
choose,
or whatever.
You can choose what color the I forgot what the thing's called.
It's
the spectrogram or whatever it's called. Where it shows
the squigglies.
Yeah, the squigglies.
Yeah.
Or you can change
sound
the color
engineers.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Pretty sure squigglies is the official term.
Yeah. Ends with a Z though, because it's cool.
Yeah, of course.
Fuck yeah.
Yeah.
Squigglies. Exactly. Guitar solo.
Yeah. Just that one little bit though. That's it. Anything more than that, it's somehow less extreme.
I mean, I think anytime I've used Audacity, I just look at it and it's so bare bones. Why would I assume I could change the color?
Well, that was my thing.
I've never even looked.
Right. Well, that was what I was thinking too, right? And then I was like, I wonder if anyone, since it used to be open source. I don't know if it still is. But I was like, I wonder if somebody's made a skin for it.
The audacity of these people.
Right.
Get it?
And then I was like, someone was like, you don't need to because there's already a thing built in. I was like, oh, it feels a lot like using Audacity at times feels a lot like when you play Stardew Valley, to where they're just like, here's this. Figure it out.
Yeah. Oh yeah. Yeah. That's very accurate.
There are tons of tutorials, much like Stardew Valley. There are tons of tutorials and hints and all that kind of stuff, but it doesn't really teach you anything itself. You have to figure it all out,
right?
Right. Or look up things and all that. So it's, I was like, I never thought to look, and then now I'm glad I did because it's very nice that it's not blinding me.
Now you don't feel like you're Sarah Connor hanging out at the playground.
Well, I mean, I kind of do. I mean, we look about the same in a tank top, so
Nice, sexy.
Yeah.
I mean, sexiest podcast on the network. It all makes sense.
Right. Yeah.
Yeah. Holy hell.
If I had ambition, I would just Photoshop my head on her body.
I mean, that's not that hard. I might have let's say a decapitated you. I might have like a one of your noggins and like a ping image of a transparent background. Yeah. I can't even talk.
I think you do, because I think we have it in our shared folder in our drives or something. Yeah.
Because I think many moons ago when the pandemic started, I'm pretty sure I put our heads on pandemic suits.
Yeah, you did. Yeah. It's one of my favorite things. That and the Macho Man and Sensational Sherry.
Oh, that was terrifying. I forgot about that one. Those images, if they're not in our podcast shared folder, are dead on whatever laptop I had back. That guy over there, you can't see him, but yeah, trust me, he's there. Yeah, they're dead, long dead on that hard drive.
Right where they should be.
Yeah, for sure. He's nestle them up to those ETs that Atari buried.
Ooh, nice.
Yeah.
Or those magic cards.
Oh yeah. Call back.
Yeah.
Nice. That's fun. I like it when you like have a game or an app or something. You just discover something you had no idea it could do.
Yeah.
It's one of my favorites.
Well, especially like this, because with me having migraines and stuff, if there's a dark mode available, I'm all about it, because it's so much easier on my eyes and it doesn't trigger my migraines like day mode does.
Plus, let's be honest, Brian, it looks cool as fuck.
Yeah. Sexy.
Like
remember old programs where you used to be able to like invert them?
Oh,
and it was it's the coolest thing ever.
Yeah, whoa, look at all the weird colors, man.
Yeah, that's basically what it's like now.
Yeah, you're right.
When in realisticness, it's more just like, I'm an old man, I'm sensitive.
I I mean, I had to. I can't remember what I was trying to get onto some website.
Pornhub.
Yeah, that was it. No, something it was something to do with like my benefits or something stupid.
Like I said, Pornhub.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's so the website doesn't matter. I don't remember what it is, but I had to reset
Yeah.
my cookie because I couldn't log in. It kept giving me these errors,
Oh, yeah. Mm-hmm.
and I'm like, well, how do I fix this? Oh, you know what it was? I was setting up a Paramount Plus free week account so we could watch. Well, we'll get to that. We'll get to what we watched,
Okay.
but
All right.
yeah, when I reset all my cookies and I open up Safari, it deleted the fact I wanted a dark mode. And legend says they heard my retina snapshot 2 counties over.
Yeah, I don't
I
doubt
was
it.
so not expecting that onslaught.
Yeah. Dude, anytime I have to use like an app that doesn't have that or a website that doesn't work in or something like that, I'm always like, why am I here?
This hurts so bad.
Why don't you have a dark mode by now? It's like seriously, like migraine sufferers have loved dark mode for so long.
Oh, I'm
because
sure.
it is so nice to not have. It's also I don't know if it's easier on your eyes or not, because staring at all like black and grays, I don't know if that's really easier on your eyes than staring at white, but it feels like
It makes my eyes all gothic and dark, man.
Yeah. So that's probably much better.
Yep.
Yeah. Makes sense.
When I'm using dark mode, my retina snapshot and it sounds like a flock of ravens.
Much different than a flock of seagulls, for sure.
Hell yeah, now we're talking. I'm going to do my beard up in a flock of seagulls hairstyle.
That's a good look right there.
Hell yeah, brother.
I've seen some of those like mustache and beard competitions. Some of the guys there do kind of look like that's what they're doing.
They get pretty extreme, don't they?
Make their beards look like they're oh shit, I can't think of the character. Will Ferrell in Zoolander.
Mugatu.
Yeah, thank you.
Good old Mugatu.
like his hair, but on their beard.
And ass.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Well, if you're gonna go fancy, you go all the way fancy.
You want the curtains to match the drapes or whatever, right?
God, can you imagine if you're downstairs? Yeah. Yikes. Yeah, you're like, yeah, I stylized my hair, and you're like, yeah, the curtains match the drapes, and they look at the front and they're like, there's nothing going on here. What's like, oh no, I meant in the back.
Yeah, like around the patio, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah, out on the lanai. Sorry, I've been watching Golden Girls again, so
fine. Makes perfect sense.
Yeah,
I got a great idea just now when you said Golden Girls. We need 4 people and a DM, and we just need to basically roleplay as the Golden Girls as D&D characters. That'd be fantastic.
Oh man, well, you saw that thing Garrett posted in our group, didn't you? It's like an action-based game with like everything in it is canon to the Golden Girls.
You know what? I didn't have a chance to watch the link yet. I was gonna respond when I responded to the thing today. I was like, "Ooh, I need to watch this when I get home," because I was at work, and I totally forgot about it.
Oh yeah, it comes out. I think it said holiday season of this year, and it's like a full on like. I don't know if I didn't catch if it's an RPG or like an action RPG, something like that. And, it includes the Golden Girls, and I guess like the locations and stuff are canon.
That'd be Sicily.
So no,
like a time travel.
You could.
Like, sure. You hit your head or something. You have a flashback. Sicily.
Yeah.
19, whatever the fuck.
Teleport back to St. Olaf if you're Rose.
There you go.
Yeah. That'd be very interesting. So it said it's a free game. So I'm very curious when it comes out. I hope Garrett will remind me.
Free on.
And I don't know, but if it's on Steam or something like that, if I can play it, man, I'm probably all in on that because just for funsies.
I want to see that game with all the Golden Girls, nods and canon, but to Doom Eternal. I need some Golden Girls heavy metal for the soundtrack.
Mm-hmm. That'd be awesome. Yeah, it's like a death metal cover of their the show song.
Somebody's done it.
Oh, I'm sure. Yeah, there's no way it hasn't
Somebody's
been
done
done yet. Yeah. But yeah.
it.
I thought you were gonna say, all of them in like, one of those
Scat videos.
the,
Oh, thank
no,
God.
no. No, I'm sure that's already been done too. No, I was it's like those Japanese
Tentacle
RPGs
videos?
where, no. I mean maybe, but so where all the girls are in like, bikinis and they got like the long ponytails and all that kind of shit. They look like Sailor Moon or
Just
something.
like playing Dead or Alive.
Yeah. Yes, something like that. Yeah, except Golden Girls.
Hot Golden Girls. Now we're talking.
Mm-hmm.
Hmm.
But,
So
what have you been up to?
I was just thinking, it's like I know when they make Golden Girls, they're like, oh, it's the golden age of their life, right?
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
But when I think Golden Girls, I think like tan girls. Why don't they call them like silver ladies or something? They're not girls.
Don't think it works.
It's like Kid Rock still being Kid Rock. Come on now.
I guess. Well, yeah, there's that. None of them are girls for sure. The golden one, I think, Sophia qualifies, even though I believe in real life she was the youngest of the group. If I'm not
or something.
Yeah, they just made her up to look like an old lady. Yeah,
child actor. Who knew?
Right.
So she explains the tininess.
Makes total sense. Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, like I said, I get it with the golden thing, but I guess that was that was back then.
Yeah. What I think is funny is that when you look at it, like obviously Sophia was supposed to be in her 80s. The other kids were supposed to be, or the kids, the other ones on there are supposed to be in like their 50s.
Oh, geez, I'm doomed.
And yeah, I know. That's what I was like. I was like, man, that's not that far off, dude. Speaking of, I got a letter in the mail today that was like, hey, you're before long you're gonna turn 65.
What's up, Gramps?
Yeah, and I'm like, I'm pretty sure I'm still 20 years away from 65, but all right.
That's like, no, it's coming, impending doom.
Yeah, it's like that's a long ways off. I mean, I'm only 44. I'm as close to 65 as I am like 25, basically. So it's like, like I'm pretty sure we're, it's still a decent ways off. But yeah, just wanted me to square away my Medicare plan.
I guess, right? You know what's weird is when you think back. I was remarking on this week, actually, because this has been one of those weeks at work. It's like I've been a meat grinder. I'm just like come home tired and sore and blah blah blah.
Yeah,
and I was on the couch.
Probably stop with the nude oil wrestling at work.
Where's the fun? But so I'm on the couch. I'm like just trying to like relax finally, and I'm just in pain and I'm tired because I'm mentally drained. And I'm sitting there thinking like, man, when I was like 14 or 15, all the people my dad hung out with, that I was like, man, those fuckers are old as hell. It's like what my age right now.
Right.
And they seemed so much older.
I actually saw, I didn't read it, but I saw there was something on, I can't remember what site it was on the other day, that was basically like explaining why people on 80s TV shows looked way older than people on current TV shows that are the same age.
Interesting.
You think about when we were kids, like if you watch Cheers, a lot of the people on that show were like 40-year-olds, or were supposed to be, and they look like they were 50-year-olds. Now, if a show, was casting for 40-year-olds, they would cast like 25 and 35-year-olds.
I'm going to go with Everybody Smoked. Ding.
Yeah. That's probably it, because they just ate cigarettes for breakfast.
For sure. You ever had a ciggy omelet? Oh, I mean, delicious.
Oh, dude, that reminds me of Married with Children. Peg's making eggs, and she got a cigarette in her mouth. I think it's in the intro, actually. Yeah, and the ashes just fall into the eggs. Basically something like that. Delicious.
Yeah.
I mean, cigarettes are rich in all the cool nutrients that, our bodies
need. Vitamins, amino acids, key proteins,
all
good
those
fats.
Things. Yeah.
What do you think all those chemicals in cigarettes are? I mean, arguably
Delicious.
health food.
Right. Yeah, they're supplements.
Supplements. Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
I'll have an hour pack of those On It menthols. Thank you.
Nice. Improves brain function and makes you cool.
Yeah, and eases your appetite.
Sure.
For sure.
Yeah.
No, it's just, it's just weird when I think back when I was a young and looking at all my parents and all that. Because there's even, I know how old I am now, but there's times I'm like, I'm not that old. I don't feel like an adult.
Yeah, right. Well, it makes sense, right? I mean, we physically age faster than we mentally age, typically.
100%. Yeah, I'm still like 7. It's pretty cool.
Exactly. That's what. Yeah, exactly. It's. So yeah, it makes sense because like even like my mom talks about it, and she's what 76, I think, and she talks about how like mentally she's like I don't feel old for the most part, and. But then, you go to do this or that and you're like, oh yeah, I need help.
I had a reminder today, real stiff reminder, Brian.
Yeah. Well, in that case,
I was stepping over, we call them feet on the racks. They hold the glass up. I'm stepping over them. Okay. And my boot hit a piece of glass. And it's like stepping on ice, like just a little chunk because I hit it and then my boot just went. And, like, if it wasn't for my shin, my other legs, and my shin high impacting into another one of these nice metal things, I would have gone right into the splits. Instead, I just whacked my shin and hyperextended my knee. But it was one of those things where I'm like, God, this sucks. Like,
and it's gonna take 2 weeks to recover.
Exactly. Like 20 years ago, it would have been. I would have like ninja rolled with it,
Yeah. Instead, you get home and you're rubbing Tiger Balm on it.
Exactly. Limping around the house like I came back from frickin' Iraq, Yeah.
Hey, do you know where the liniments are?
I need one of those big rags to put on my head. And do you have a flute?
Yeah. Yep.
Yeah, so stupid. Time sucks, man.
Yeah, right. It is funny because it's like, we're like we bitch about this, and then it's like if I say this like to my mom or my brothers or my siblings, they're all just like, yeah, wait till you hit our age kind of a thing, and I'm like, yeah, I'm good. Like it's bad enough now. I think I'm good.
I'll be all right, thanks.
Not anymore.
Appreciate it, buddy.
I'm gonna try to take my time skidding to that age.
No, it's been an all right week so far. I mean, like I said, I've been busy at work. That's all right. Next week we won't be. That's what I heard, but that's besides the point.
We'll see.
But over the weekend, I had one of those things where it's like a oof, right?
Like a UTI?
Yeah. Yeah, well, it burned for other people, I guess. I don't know. Oh. No, because I didn't work last Friday, which was nice. So I wake up in the morning and I'm like chilling, drinking some coffee, sitting on the couch. Friday morning, I hear all this ruckus. I'm like, what the fuck is going on outside? So do the old man curtain,
Yeah. Was it the Wu-Tang Clan?
Dude, I wish, because they do bring the motherfucking ruckus.
Right. Yeah. I was concerned for a minute there because I was going to say, don't go out there because they're nothing. I mean,
if it was Wu-Tang, there'd be pictures of me in sweatpants and a stupid shirt, crouched in front of them or something, throwing up my woo wings. You know what I'm saying?
Right. And then videos that are posted on the internet of them just curb stomping you.
Accurate.
Stomping the shit out of you. Like, get out of our picture.
No, I feel bad because the people who live across the street from us got booted out of their house. It was, all the ruckus was, which the previous weekend, which I was telling you, Steve and I are hanging out. We're sitting on my porch smoking a cigar, and they had a U-Haul in their driveway. And I was like, hopefully they're moving out because those people annoy the fuck out of me.
Oh, boy.
And then I felt like a real asshole.
And did you pull an Ernest on them?
I kind of killed the living situation.
It's weird. I don't, something like that's going on over here too. Like somebody that lives kind of across the street here. Last night I was, I don't remember what I was doing. And I was like, wow, they got a lot of trash bags outside. And I was like, oh, maybe they're someone new is moving in or something like that. Go by today, they have a huge dumpster outside and a lot of stuff out there. And I'm like, and it's like kids stuff and furniture. Oh boy, that's usually the sign of
that
somebody left in a hurry.
Always makes me so sad when I see that shit. Because
you see it a lot by apartment complexes.
Because it's like I didn't know those people, but it was guy who holds pizza, completely wrong guy. So I won't get any more of those fun pictures.
Yeah,
but I also does mean I won't have to see him in his nothing but his boxer shorts, which would be cool.
Yeah. Well, now you got nothing to watch on the weekends.
I know, right? But it's like, man, I just like I was looking at my house. I'm like, I would hate it to just have all my shit yanked out of here and thrown in the yard.
Yeah. Yeah. I guess at that point, maybe, like with the U-Haul, maybe they grabbed.
I'm assuming they grabbed what they really needed or whatever.
Yeah.
I don't know. It's just, and then of course, I'm now because the sun's out and it's become a warmer day. I'm sitting on my porch drinking my coffee, and here come just goddamn vultures, cars, start rooting through shit,
Yeah.
And it's like I'm sitting there watching all these people for like all weekend. This happened because it took them 2 days to clean out that house. I was like, God, he's fucking. These people are blocking the road because they're grabbing like a vacuum or.
Oh yeah, for sure.
God, these savages! I hate to see it.
Yeah, I've seen a couple doing that over here too. It's like, which I get because it's like they had like a big wheel kind of thing, but it was like an all pink one, and that was out there, and various other like outdoor kids toys type stuff. And I was like, whether somebody's grabbing those to sell or for themselves, or I was like, the sad part is it's like they're put out there for like trash. And it was like, they looked in really good shape. Like you could grab them and just go donate them to Goodwill instead. But, people cleaning out that shit, they're not going to bother with it. Let's throw it out.
I was thinking about those people too. I'm like, what? I mean, obviously they probably need the money, need the job, but I don't think I could physically go into someone's house and pull all their shit out.
Yeah, I've known a few people who've done that. Like my sister's boyfriend, he used to do that in places like where I live. Like people would get kicked out, he'd have to go in there and they'd basically clear it out and then clean it up, kind of situation. And he talked about that, how it can be really sad because literally you see where it was like somebody was living. It's almost like when someone dies.
Yeah, for sure.
It's like, wow, like it clearly someone was living here not that long ago. The fire's still warm.
The food table's warm, guys.
Yeah, they were just here.
Nah, it's like I mean, I'm not gonna miss them because they got a dog a while ago, and if they'll just leave it on their front porch if they leave, so just be out on the porch barking and like I'm not gonna miss them, but it still makes me feel bad.
Still don't wish that on people. Yeah.
And I was still hating on all the scavengers until I became one, Brian.
Right. Nice. What'd you score?
Because I was coming home from work on Monday. I'm pulling in my driveway and I look because I was like, oh my God, that whole pile goes over the sidewalk into their yard. I'm like, I can't believe how much shit they have. And then I looked and I'm like, as I'm pulling into my driveway, I was like, is that a robotic litter box? And I park and I'm sitting there like on my porch, like looking at this little top of a dome.
Yeah.
That was the day we were going to podcast, but we had to run to fucking Walmart, which that was a shit show, to get a new prescription for Michelle, which actually ended up not happening. We had to go later in the week. Shit show,
fun.
Brian. But so as we're backing up, I'm like, hey, look at that pile. There's something. I just need another set of eyes on it. I think it's one of those automatic litter boxes. And she's like, I don't know. I'm like, once it gets dark, I'm gonna go check it out. You're
like, finally, I can poop in the garage.
Well, because we got 2 cats, and going up and downstairs isn't real great for Michelle. I'm gone all day. We looked into these litter boxes. They're stupid expensive.
Yeah, of course.
Stupid expensive. So darkness falls. And I monkey across the street with my work gloves on, just in case. And
Yeah, no fingerprints.
No fingerprints.
Right.
Yep, sure. And I come upon this big dome thing, and I look at the back, and it's like Litterbot 3, and I'm like, I just picked it up and went back across the street.
Yes.
So I currently have a litter box that I haven't. I got to clean it up because they just threw like garbage in it too. Like there's broken glass.
You for sure should clean it anyways because you just never know.
Sure. But there's like broken glass and there's like literally weight plates, which explains why it was so heavy. Me monkeying it back across the street. But the thing is,
those were worth quite a bit during COVID's peak.
Oh no, the cat litter boxes?
No, the weight plates.
No, fair enough. Well, I got some covered in broken glass and cat shit if you're into it.
Ooh.
I need to get a power supply for the thing because the wire was cut. It just had like a little tail.
Boo.
But the power supply is $20. But Brian, this thing, brand new, was a $500 litter box.
Why? What is it? Does it like wipe the cat's ass too?
I don't know. I looked up online a little bit. It's got sensors in it. A cat goes in, the cat leaves, and then like tumble. I don't know.
Wow.
I mean, I knew they were expensive, but I was just like, what the? I'm like, no wonder you got thrown out of your fucking house. You morons. You dropped $500 on a litter box.
Right. Jeez, man.
Yeah, so. And I'm surprised it was still there.
They got them Uncle Joe stimmies and
I guess
bought themselves a fancy litter box.
Dude, I mean, that was like 4 days in the scavenger time. I couldn't believe it was there. Once I saw the retail, people probably looked at it. I was like, that's full of broken glass and cat shit. We don't want that.
Right. Meanwhile, you were like, score. Well, that's what you wanted was the broken glass and cat
I don't care about the rest. It's just like, it's a handy container.
Yeah. Like, oh, good. I don't have to carry it by hand this time.
Yeah, it just blew me away. The one caveat to this is, Brian, I might be out $20 because it was getting rained on a little bit.
Oh, so and
it might have fried the electronics, but I won't know until I get a power supply. So.
Right.
But whatever.
States.
I mean, if it works, I just saved $480.
I guess. Yeah. Guess it's amazing how much that shit costs. Like, why would you spend $500 on a litter box?
It must be amazing.
It must be. I hope so, because otherwise it's like, I mean, a regular litter box is like $10, or $15 for just a bucket.
I mean, from what I've learned is what it does, whatever it does, and then it drops to like the clumped up stuff in a tray underneath, and they just got to like dump the tray out. Which that sounds cool.
So it's like the crumb tray in a toaster oven, basically.
Yeah, but for shit and piss. Yeah.
Sure. Well, I mean, listen, we all use our toaster ovens differently. Let's not judge anybody.
That's true. I got a toaster pastry for you, or no, a toaster strudel for you.
Yikes! Yeah, probably don't want that one.
Yeah. So I've always told myself I'm never going to be that guy, but I became that guy.
You mean like trash scavenger?
Mostly I don't care about the trash scavenger. Like Feminem, lovely, beautiful Feminem in my dining room.
Oh, yeah.
She was a trash pickup. It was more like that's someone's shit. It is really tough. It's like dirty. Like I feel dirty. And that's not because it's full of cat shit.
Right. I understand. I've been there where I've grabbed stuff and because doing flea markets over the years and stuff, it's like you see shit like that. You're just like, this will sell. Oh, yeah. Like, and somebody's just throwing it away and it's fine.
If they're throwing it away, just I'm cool with it.
Right. It's like, yeah, exactly. It's not quite the same where this was like they were thrown out or had to leave in a hurry or whatever.
Yeah, this has like bad mojo. Like, I'm glad it's catching shit because it's got bad juju.
Yeah, until it electrocutes you one of the times you're trying to
just
clean
starts spinning. There's a cat in it.
Right. Oh, boy. That's no good. No good.
It turns into like Christine, but so it's just an immobile litter box.
Right. Your house is haunted by that cat.
Litter box so wants to murder everyone in the house. It just can't get anywhere.
Right. Just can't move. Yeah. It's like, if you come over here.
If you put your hand in me, I'm going to probably twist it right off.
Right. Yeah. As long as you stay over, it's like, so if I stay over here, I'm good, right? Like, well, yeah.
But come here. Look at this cool blue button I got to show you.
It's not really in the spirit of things. Like you know, if I don't kill you, I don't get my wings.
Red Bull.
Eventually you get killed by it and you just see the thing get wings and floats up to heaven.
I mean,
Like, huh.
yeah, it's like glitter and gravel falling out of it.
Yeah. Oh, you said litter. I thought you said glitter.
Yes, that's what my cats shit in, Brian. We buy all-purpose glitter in bulk for cat litter.
That's a smart
I know,
idea.
right? You ever seen sexy paw prints all over the place?
Yeah, of course.
It was really festive when Ember was covered in shit all the time.
Oh yeah, I bet. Yikes.
Oh my God, Brian, we need to make kitty litter that it like is like shiny and reflective, and we could call it shitty glitter.
I don't think that's going to be easy to market.
But it's like SH''TTY litter. So everyone's like, oh, tee-hee, I'm a naughty mom. I'm gonna buy this naughty product because it makes me laugh.
Yeah.
The kids on TikTok will love it.
I've noticed there's different companies that are doing that with where they're doing, God, what was it? There was one I just saw recently that, you know how like it used to be if something had a shell or something, they'd be like, shell, yeah, you know, or whatever. There was one, I can't remember if it was from one of the tax companies or something, and it was like, what the buck? Like in the commercial, and I was like, you know, it's like, you're trying too hard here.
Yeah, for sure.
You know, it's like, I'm sure it killed in the boardroom. Like, I mean, murdered.
Guys, he drops like the white card, just says, what the buck?
Everyone just riotous laughter.
Yeah, someone's doing the worm on the conference table.
Right. You know, Bob gets a Netflix special off of it. Yeah. Exactly. You know, like I get it, but it's like, ugh, you know, it's like, come on, like this, come on, you can do better.
Like here's also, your money, bitch.
Like every time I hear it, you know, I mean, it works because every time I'd hear it, I'd kind of look up like, did they just say, oh, it's that? Yeah.
If they're really smart, they would have just like paid some money to the house of ODB and just been like, hey, dirty baby, I got your money.
Right.
Everyone would love it. It'd probably make world peace.
Yeah, probably. Yeah. I mean, who doesn't love some dirt McGirt
on a tax of that was a tax evasion commercial.
Well, knows for some shady shit.
You know, probably not all of his taxes.
Probably didn't pay all of them. Yeah.
He'll be all right.
Maybe. I don't know. Who knows? You know? Maybe that's the one thing he was like, no, fucker. Like, I pay my taxes.
I support this military.
Probably not given that he was, you know, openly fraudulent towards welfare.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah. It doesn't make him a bad guy. It just makes him part of a vital member of the Wu-Tang Clan.
He just figured it out, man.
Exactly. Every gang needs a dirt ball, and he was the Wu-Tang Clan's dirt ball.
It's true.
Yeah. What are you gonna do?
It's still entertaining to listen
Absolutely. To. Much love. Yeah. So I was wrestling with Patreon. Patreon? Well, I have Patreon in my notes, so Paramount Plus.
Right.
Because Leah hung out with us over the weekend, and Leah's like, I've been watching South Park lately. And I'm like, oh, really?
Oh.
Then they started from season 1. You got a long way to go, because that show's been on forever.
Right. Yeah, it's been on like, 25 years or something like that. Now,
and Leah was like, the only thing, like, started naming all these characters. Like, I love Butters. I love this. I love that. She's like, I hate Terrence and Phillip. I hate them.
What?
And I'm like, have you seen
Terrence and Phillip in the Queef Sisters episode? Is so good.
I don't think they've made it to that one yet. But early Terrence and Phillip, it's all just fart jokes, you know?
Yeah.
And I'm like, well, have you seen South Park the movie? Because they're definitely featured in it. And Leah's like, no. I'm like, oh my God, Leah, it's a musical. And you haven't seen this? And Leah's like, wait, what? It's a musical? I'm like, okay, we're watching South Park music. We're watching this weekend, right?
Yeah.
The only place you can stream it from is Paramount Plus.
Right, because Paramount Plus signed that deal with what do you call them? The Matt Stone and Trey Parker
The
guy.
geniuses.
To although it's weird, I just read something about this the other day. Like HBO Max, I guess technically has the streaming rights to South Park, but Paramount Plus also kind of has them. And then like last year they made specials.
None of this makes sense.
That apparently HBO is suing them over for basically skirting the contract.
Oh, rascals!
The contract says any new stuff they get right of refusal essentially.
Right.
And they were never approached about it because they don't count as a movie and they don't count as episodes. They're specials.
That's once again in the boardroom. Someone in their lawyer speak. Yep.
Yeah. Like, hey, this doesn't say anything about specials.
We're in, boys.
Yeah. So I guess they're getting sued for a buttload of money over that. But
yeah, so I basically did a throwback to our youth over the weekend because we watched South Park, the movie. Oh, I'm sorry, South Park, bigger, longer, uncut. And Leah enjoyed the hell out of it. And then we watched Tommy Boy, which I got to say still holds up. Yeah.
Yeah.
Some of those, SNL spin-off movies, like I tried watching Wayne's World. It has moments, but it's kind of a rough watch now.
It's very dated, is what it is. Yeah. It's so dated.
But Tommy Boy still holds up. Yeah.
All right.
And Leah enjoyed Tommy Boy too, which was nice.
Nice.
Yeah.
Right.
I like, doing that to my children. I guess they're not children anymore, but you know what I'm saying, my offspring.
They're far enough away from your age that they're children. So.
Like, I never hit you, but I'm going to hit you with somebody's throwback sweetnesses.
Yeah. That makes sense.
Exactly.
I just saw a commercial last night for, the new season of South Park. Oh, the other thing in that lawsuit is that's, I don't know if it's in the lawsuit or not, but apparently they're real butthurt about it, HBO Max. Which is like last season of South Park was only like they've got the rights through a certain season basically or certain year. And last season was only like 6 episodes.
I mean, hey, fuck them.
And I guess this season's supposed to be short too. And they're basically like, yeah, you're doing this on purpose so that you'll run this contract out and then you'll drop like 25 episodes of a new season, which I don't know. I got a feeling that South Park is, I feel like Trey Parker and Matt Stone are doing South Park more because they just can keep making money at it. I don't like the episodes have been okay, but it's like I just don't feel like they want to bust their ass like they used to.
I'm sure they're gazillionaires.
They've made so much money. Yeah, I believe both guys are. I don't know if they're billionaires, but I think they're close.
They're doing fine
because they own all the stream. Like they own all the rights to that stuff basically. Well, they sold it to or sold part ownership, I think, to Paramount or whatever, but they still control a lot of the stuff that makes
they're
all
doing
the money.
fine.
Right, because I think almost from the beginning they had all the streaming rights and stuff, or all the DVD residuals and all that was all in their favor from like minute one, basically. I think that was part of what it was Comedy Central was like, we'll pay you, but we're not going to give you a lot, but we'll give you a lot of back end, basically.
Yeah, they will, because Comedy Central's thick.
Yeah, and that back end turned out to be, well, thick.
Yeah, I mean, they're obviously not stupid guys, and I'm sure, I'm sure Trey Parker would just be like, I just want to make musicals.
Probably.
Like I'm so done with this shittily animated show. I just want to make musicals.
Yeah, I've heard the one they did this season about the what's his nuts and Meghan Markle is really good because I guess they just skewer them about how they're always like, we just wish people would leave us alone, but they're on like there's like 5 specials that came out around the time of his book. Each one had an interview with him and all this. And I just read the other day, I think he's going to be doing a live stream to answer questions. And it's like,
fuck that guy.
Yeah. It's like, buddy, just openly admit you're milking it for everything you can get out of it. It's okay. We're Americans. We'll respect that.
I won't. Unless he scavenges some garbage, then I'm in.
Okay. Well, he might, But anyway, yeah.
I was just picturing the piles of riches That would just be out on Buckingham Palace's curb if they ever got kicked out.
Yeah.
There's a big pile of those big dumb fur hats and stuff.
Yeah.
Be awesome.
You'd for sure be grabbing as many
Oh
as you
my
could carry.
God. I'd have one on each arm like I'm a robot.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Ooh,
like
that'd
I've
be pretty dope.
evolved.
You got like 5
Hell
on your
yeah.
head. They're just stacked up. You got to run real careful so they don't,
Nah,
you know.
I just
tip off
follow the
your head.
momentum like a rhino.
Oh,
Yeah.
yeah, smart.
It's perfect.
Like a rhino. That'd be a very, it seems like a pretty weak rhino, but I imagine those hats are pretty
definitely.
stiff. They're not going to
No,
be soft.
of course not.
You know, I mean, not just to the touch, but if you just ram someone full speed with one, I'm sure it's going
to not be a great time. Well, it'd be a great story, though.
Right. Yeah. That's all we do with them. We get them. We just go headfirst into each other.
Absolutely. Like a couple rams.
Yeah. And we just speak in our worst, best British accents.
Accurate. Oh, man. Yeah, it's supposed to, fucking snow tonight, man. I'm so over it.
Yeah, it's not over us.
It's like
I
I'm
guess.
driving to work, and the sun's starting to come up. The days are getting longer. I'm like so ready for summer,
Yep.
and then we're supposed to get maybe up to 6 inches of snow at its worst, which I don't believe it. It'll probably just be a couple inches of wet shit out there, and I'll mock it.
Yeah,
but
basically. I hope you're right. I hope that is what we get.
I don't want it either. I'm so
6 inches is not really that much. Once the initial bullshit driving gets out of the way, it'll be fine.
I'm just over the cold and the white shit falling from the sky. I'm over it. Yeah,
me too. I know. I went out for a little while today, and it was, it's like 40 today or something. It's sunny, and I mean, it's really, it really wasn't a bad day.
It's a pleasant Ohio day.
But I'm still just like, I just can't wait till it gets to 60, so I can bust out shorts and be comfortable.
Where's that thin edge though, where it's super comfortable, and then it turns into goddamn whatever that giant swamp is in Florida. Starts with an O, not the Everglades. There's another one.
The state of Florida.
Exactly. It is a swamp. Watch the latest last week tonight. Fill you all in on it.
Yeah, right.
I've said it a million times. I'll say it again. I love the vacation of Florida. I love going there. I never want to live there.
No, that's why I said the last time I was there too. It was like after about 4 days, and I was like, "Yeah, I'm done here."
That's enough Florida for me.
I mean, we stayed a couple more days, but it was still. I was like, I'm good. I'm good now. We went to Universal. We, we did some random hangs, visited, family that was there, and then it was like, all right, I'm good with this state now. I can just leave.
Seen enough.
Yep.
You hanging out on the dick of the nation, Brian.
Yep. The droopy dick of the nation.
Yeah. Big floppy donkey dick.
Yep.
I've also been playing the old freaking Spider-Man game.
I assume.
Yeah,
PS4
I mean, I guess
one?
by old, but
Not anything crazy old. Okay, like Maximum Carnage. Or something.
Dude, I went back to playing Super Friends on the Atari. It's sick.
Oh, okay. Wow. Sweet.
I don't know why. I just I saw it sitting in my bin of games.
I haven't played.
You haven't played it at all?
Yeah.
Do you have it?
No.
Oh, okay.
No.
I was like, well,
I don't even
I do.
Yeah.
I have
I'm
it
sure
on
I could get
disc
it
if you ever want to play it. I don't have it digitally.
I was say if not, I'm sure it's probably less than $20 title.
Well, because of my PlayStation Plus stuff or whatever, I can play the Miles Morales expansion. And I'm like,
right.
I should probably finish the game. And then I was sitting there, and I was like putting it in the disc drive, and I was thinking, like, should I just restart it? I don't know what I was doing in the game. I don't remember how to play. And then I saw I was like 68% complete. I'm like, I'm not restarting it.
That's pretty far in.
I'll just swing around the city and figure it out. And I did. And man, I forgot how good that game is.
Can you sandbox in that to where you don't have to go do a mission? Or
yeah, you can just swing around New York.
Well, I was just thinking,
and there's like little like things that pop up.
Right. I was just thinking to get your bearings back about you before you just go back into.
Yeah, that's exactly.
Like I did when I threw in Fable 3 that one time. Remember where I hadn't played it for like 2 years, and I threw it in just because I wanted to see how horrible my properties were. And
oh yeah, right.
And it was like that. I'm like, I don't remember what the fuck does anything in here. And so I just went out in the woods and just, caused a lot of trouble until I figured it out again.
Yeah, I mean, I swung around, and then there was like a crime in progress. So I went to go stop that. I had to pause and look at the controllers and the controls and my unlocked moves. And, but every once in a while it throws me a curveball because it'll be like puzzle sections.
Yeah.
It's like, oh, Spider-Man's got to figure out to do a spectrum analysis of this toxin. There's a puzzle, Yeah. And every puzzle's they're the same, but they're different. Does that make sense? Like there's different formats for puzzles.
Oh, okay. Yeah, okay.
And that was one of the ones I'm like, oh, what am I supposed to do here? I remembered these, but I don't remember when, and then I figured it out, whatever.
Yeah, right.
A hell of a game, though. I mean, I know I'm not.
That's all I've heard about it is great. Yeah.
And it's such a beautiful game too, honestly.
I've heard it's extra fun to play on the PS5 because the haptic feedback is even better. To where like the harder you push on the triggers, that it makes a difference. Like how hard you do different,
like pull people towards you maybe and stuff.
As I played the game, so but that's what I was told. Well, and I was like, oh, that is cool.
Like one of the things you could do is you could jump and you can yank dudes up to you and then beat them up in the air,
Oh yeah,
sure. So I'm sure if you pull harder, maybe it's a little more aggressive. I don't know.
Yeah, it probably is. Yeah. That's probably what it was. I just remember one of the guys at GameStop talking about that because he was very much at the time like, oh man, you should get a PS5, and I'm like, yeah, sure.
You got one like on back by the dumpster for me, or
right? It's like, did one fall off a truck I can have? I mean, otherwise, like, buddy, they're $500. I don't so much have that to pull out of my ass.
Bro, I'm gonna trade my litter box for PS5.
That's the move right there. Yeah, nice. It's like had a way of getting one, I would for sure have one. If they were like $300, I'd probably have one by now because I would have figured it out. Yeah. Sell the old system or figure some stuff out. But 500 is much harder to come up with.
I mean, my friend at work was just telling me this week. He's like, bro, you gotta get a PS5. He's like, I just bought Skyrim, which I'm thinking again, right?
Right.
And he's like, it looks so amazing.
It does.
He's like, on my PS5 with my brand new TV, it looks amazing.
Well, see, that's the key. We've talked about that before. That's the other thing. It's like, I have a TV that's, 10-ish years, maybe more old.
I mean, mine's like 5, but it's not 4K.
Right, exactly. Neither is mine. It's like my monitor on this computer is.
Right.
So if I was going to do anything, that's where I would want to hook it up.
Yeah.
Because this is 4K.
That's what I told him. I'm like, bro, if I get one, the first move is PS5, obviously, and then it's new TV. Right. But I'm like, it doesn't matter what it looks like right now because my TV it can't keep up.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, TV's going to look like shit no matter what with it. So it's like having the PS5 doesn't really do much for us at this point.
Especially if we're talking Skyrim.
Right.
I mean, I love Skyrim. Don't get me wrong. Yeah.
Well, that's the thing. I've seen videos of some of the different games on it, and they look fantastic. Like even like that new Harry Potter game looks amazing. Like the graphics and stuff. But it was like it's gonna look like hot trash on my TV because my TV at this point it might as well be a dinosaur. You know.
Yeah. I mean, 10 years is in technology terms a long time ago.
Yeah. It might be even older than that. I can't remember when I got it for sure. You know what? It's definitely older than that because Danny was still alive. And I think Danny died like 14 years ago, 13 years ago. I mean, my TV's pretty fucking old. I do have a newer one, but I don't think it's 4K either because I bought it. It was cheap. So odds are it wasn't 4K.
I mean, honestly, now you can get 4K TVs for pretty cheap.
Right.
Which is shocking.
When I bought that, not so much, I don't think. So
hold out for 16K.
Huh?
Hold out for 16K.
Obviously.
Duh.
Yeah.
You these chumps buying 4K right now.
I know, right?
Yep.
Like that's what they want you to do.
Exactly. You're falling for it, man.
Not me. I'm a independent thinker.
Man.
Yep. Man.
Yeah, it's been good. Good. Good playing a little Spooder Man.
Spooder Man. Yeah.
Man.
I really, again, I just haven't been playing much. I jump in and do my daily shit in GTA and dick around in that for a little bit, and that's been basically it. But
have you been streaming your dicking around? Oh. God damn it, Brian. No, it's fair. Me neither. So
yeah, I just haven't bothered. But so I was thinking about it the other night. I was like, I really got to start playing other shit, because I was even thinking about like all these games that have come out, and I'm like, I haven't bought a new game. Like the last game I bought was Skyrim, honestly, and I haven't started that yet.
Yeah.
Well, now I'm just gonna wait till I get a PS5 and then play it on there, apparently, because that's
it's the hotness, Brian. It's the hotness.
Yeah, actually, what I'm probably gonna do, because I have credits built up and I have gift cards for Xbox.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm probably going to go ahead and pull the trigger and get the Ultimate Game Pass so I can play on PC or console.
It's a good move.
And just get the games that are available through the Games Pass.
I'm not going to lie.
Games that way.
When you decide to play Skyrim, finally.
Yeah.
That is something you should definitely stream. Because you could just put out there like playing Skyrim for the first time ever.
Right, because it is. This is the first time I've even bought it. I've never owned it on previous systems, because at one point you had it and I think you were like close to being done, or you were kind of hitting a burnout point.
Yeah.
And I remember us talking about, you were like, I can just let you borrow, but I think Jeannie started playing it then.
Right.
So that kind of put that off for a bit, which I wasn't worried about anyway. So it's like, and then I just never, and it's been like a $20 game for like 10 years.
Yeah.
I just never pulled it. How many times I was like, yeah, this Christmas Target had it for $20, and I was just waiting until there was like the ultimate edition.
I'm just saying, when you start playing it, you should for sure make a thing out of it. Because that's fascinating to gamers.
It is. That it's one of the biggest games ever.
Especially because, you're in your 40s. You're not like 10. Like it doesn't matter if it's some kid going, this is the first time I've ever played Skyrim. Right. No one cares, kid. Go kick rocks. Go play Fortnite. Right.
Yeah.
But for a gamer who's had systems that have carried it,
and it's been cheap.
It's been cheap.
It's still been $60.
And it's a AAA game that's like everyone's like jacks off about still. Yep. To this day.
How many people do you know that are on their like 5th playthrough or 100th playthrough?
I don't even know how many characters I've made.
Right. Exactly.
And I still never beat the game.
I take that back. I didn't even play it. I was trying to, because my nephew had bought it at one point. He played it. I just sat there and watched.
Yeah. So.
And I've watched you play it before.
I'm saying it. That would be a fascinating thing.
It really is the game I should launch my streaming with. Is be like, because I can do a little intro of like you were just saying, like I can explain how it's like I've just never pulled the trigger.
It's just fascinating.
It is. It really is. Especially for somebody who used to play RPGs all the time.
And it's not like
for years.
It's not like a console exclusive either.
No. Yeah, it's not like it was on Xbox and I only had a PS.
Yeah, like I've never played Halo, which I still think would be crazy to even is an exclusive.
Well,
but
I was that way for a long time. Remember, I didn't have an Xbox.
Oh yeah.
For a long time, and then it was like a year or two after it came out, and then I finally got an Xbox. So, but I had played Halo because I'd played at your house.
Because you know how it was. I was like, man, Xbox is stupid. PlayStation's where it's at, and I played Halo, and then I was itching. Like, oh God, I need some more of them Halos.
But I also played it because, when Halo came out, that was when you still had to do like LAN parties.
Oh yeah, good times. Love that shit.
Like you couldn't really play it on because I don't even think Xbox Live was out at that time.
I don't.
Like, I think we were just playing it, like, grouping up at your
Yeah.
house or something like that. Or you and I would play co-op or whatever.
Getting some link cables, multiple TVs, some snacks.
Yeah. Yep.
Hell yeah.
Well, I think at first we were playing split screen because I didn't have
Right.
one. So eventually we, you know, like with our shop and stuff, we got to where we could finally, you know, really LAN party.
Oh, man. Nothing brought me more joy than doing Halo LAN parties.
Yeah. I really, you know, it's interesting.
Shit was fun as fuck.
As much as I like playing, like if you and I play a game now, it's nice that each of us get a dedicated TV.
Oh, yeah.
But I miss couch co-op so much.
Couch co-op's
Like,
the greatest.
I miss the days of us sitting in the basement, just bullshitting, playing whatever we were playing, and, you know, having some crazy lemonade. It's like it stinks that games are not as geared for that now. There's some, obviously.
I have quite the collection of couch co-op because of the kids.
Yeah, right.
So if you ever, you know, want to make some Borgs up,
oh God,
do some couch co-op. Well, you're talking crazy lemonade, so I'm just trying to keep it hip with the kids, Brian.
Dude, you can just buy crazy lemonades, just pretty much. I mean, I can buy some Sunny Delight with vodka. Or whatever that was.
Yeah, that was Sunny D of vodka.
God.
We should talk about this.
Yeah, for anyone who doesn't know, apparently that's a thing. Like, there's an alcoholic Sunny Delight on the market now.
I wonder if it's been reviewed on anything yet. Wow, my keyboard wasn't on. That's awesome.
Yeah.
I should look on Untapped real quick.
Yeah, it's they're a vodka seltzer.
Sunny D vodka seltzer.
Here we go. Pull it up on Nerdist.
Gross. Let's see here.
You know, if I was a Sunny D fan, I'd probably be like, hey, we should give this a go. But the other thing is, like, what I hate about the idea of that, like, when it's just one flavor, I'm like, I don't want to try this, because if it's bad, then you have a whole damn thing of it.
Right.
You know, at least with the flavored seltzers we've done before, it's like, well, there's a chance at least one or two of them will be good.
You know what? It's a vodka seltzer. It's not an Untapped at all.
Oh, really? Yeah. Interesting. Yeah.
Here's my problem with Sunny D.
Yeah.
I love orange juice and citrus. Sunny D always just made my mouth and throat feel weird. It was like spicy orange juice.
Well, now it really is.
Well, but you know what I'm saying? Like, it always made me feel weird, and I just never jived with it. When they did some of their offshoots, when it was like you know, strawberry Sunny D, or like it was purple Sunny D, I could tolerate that a little better.
Yeah, but see, my problem then was like, you know, it's like, man, get up out of here. Like, if you're gonna give me a you know, purple drink, I want purple drink. I don't want purple Sunny D.
Codeine and shit in there. Hell yeah.
Yeah, get out of here with this garbage.
I mean, I'd try it.
Yeah. Yeah. It says it'll be available starting Saturday, March 11th at Walmart and other major retailers.
Weird. So Walmart?
Yeah. Only going to be one flavor. It's just straight up the Sunny D and vodka, basically, flavor.
I mean,
no chain or no, you know, other flavors to go with it.
A dude I work with did tell me that the alcoholic monsters are delicious. He says they taste just like a sugar-free Monster or a red one. He's like, it tastes identical, just no caffeine, just booze.
Oh, well, there you go.
Because I don't actually mind the flavor of like a sugar-free white Monster. I think it's pretty, you know, pretty all right.
Yeah.
And these kids, they got so much better drinking options, Brian, than we had.
Yeah.
Well,
I guess.
Oh, here you go. Your favorite legendary orange flavor with vodka.
Incorrect, because my favorite orange flavor is actually orange juice or orange drink.
Yeah. Like
orange pop. I don't mean like high C. I mean like a Sunkist or I don't know, Fanta, something like that.
Yeah.
Like just that fake ass orange soda.
Yeah, here's all the sugar with a splash of orange.
Yeah.
Yeah, like I said, I would try it, but I'm not going to seek it out.
Yeah, here's the thing. Like, and I like that Mountain Dew did this, and at some point I really wanted to grab these. Was Mountain Dew released 4 flavors, and apparently they had just tall boys of them, but all I can find are like like the Baja Blast and the regular, basically. I can't find, there's 2 other flavors. And I haven't looked up at like the liquor cabinet or something like that. Cause it's like, I'd like to try them, but I don't really want, you know, a whatever pack of them.
Brian, this
I'd
sounds like an
buy 'em.
enthusiast recording.
Well, that was the intent. My intent was to get them so we could have them with the big New Yorker. And then when you picked me up, I totally forgot because I was going to be like, hey, let's run up to the liquor cabinet real quick. I totally forgot about it. So some other time.
Yeah.
But
we definitely need a dew flight.
Yeah. If not, I'll just pony up and grab a pack and see what happens.
Dude, I'm stupid.
I mean, okay.
Why haven't I bought us like flight boards in little glasses so when we do these things we could have a proper flight?
I mean, that's a fine question to ask.
And then
maybe
and then we could call it Salty Language Presents Flight Night. It'd be like Fight Night.
Nice.
Fuck yeah.
Yeah. Okay. I'm definitely in on this.
Man, I can't. Wow. Oh, I gotta write that down.
Yeah. Good call. You'll never remember it if you don't.
I mean, I really don't need the board because I have tools. I just need the little glasses.
Yeah. Fair enough.
Hey.
I actually probably have. I have a couple flight glasses, but I don't have enough.
Yeah, what it sounds like is we need to go somewhere, get a flight, and just walk out the door. Like, oh, can we sit on your patio? Like, dude, it's 45 degrees. And have you seen us? We look like bears.
Yeah. That's a good idea. I mean, the stealing, of course.
I mean, I've already sunk in my standards and my morals, so
yeah.
Let's sink lower, my guy.
Yep. Are you all caught up on Last of Us?
Hell yeah, brother.
Yeah. Right back to the kicking you square in the emotional dick with the new episode.
That's what they do.
Oh boy. For somebody who hasn't played the game, no spoilers, but boy, was this an episode. I mean, man, it was something. Tension for sure. Yeah, I was told by a friend of mine, because she's played the game, and as soon as she sees some of the characters, she kind of knows, basically where it's going. And she was just like, yeah, this is not one of my favorite parts of the game. Because I guess there's a scene that was on the show where one of the characters is walking around in this place. And she said, basically, you have to stay quiet and not step on like broken plates or something on the ground. Otherwise, you'll alert the person you're trying to avoid. So I think that was about as generic as I could say it without anything.
I mean, I've seen it, so I know. But if you haven't seen it, you'd be like, yeah.
Yeah. Well, if you don't know,
there you go.
But, so, we only got one episode left. It's weird because it doesn't feel like we're at the end of a season.
Maybe it's like the last season of Sopranos. This is season 1.5.
It may be, yeah. Or maybe they're going to have the book of clickers, and then after about 3 episodes, it'll just become Last of Us 1.5.
Clickers.
I got nothing. Yeah. So, but speaking of, the book of whatever, have you watched Mando?
I haven't watched New Mando yet.
Jeez. Okay. Well, it was weird. The first episode, I saw people just beating off left and right about it, and I was like, it felt like a preview episode. It didn't really feel like there was any substance.
No, it was just kind of like, look who's back, guys. Let's go visit Apollo Creed.
Well, and it was so short too. There's like, if you didn't know better, you basically just feel like it was seriously just a preview video. Like, hey, coming this season on the Mandalorian, basically, and the second episode, which no spoilers.
Oh, fair enough.
Much.
I was actually thinking about that tonight, but I didn't have time by the time dinner was done to watch a Mando. But we did watch Pedro Pascal on Hot Ones, and that was fun.
Oh yeah, I was just reading. Apparently, he cried something.
He did. It was an excellent watch, like most Hot Ones are now.
Nice.
But yeah, so I'll have to watch it tomorrow for sure. Because I'm not gonna watch it tonight. Gotta go to bed.
Right, of course. Of course, no spoilers or anything, but there was one thing in the first episode of Mando that was a really cool moment that have you watched all of Rebels?
No.
Okay. See, yeah, so
Not
you won't,
cool for me.
you won't get it. Yeah, I mean, it's one of those things like spoilers just in case for anybody. And this isn't really that big of a spoiler. So there's like when they were going in oh shit, I can't like warp.
Yeah.
Whatever they call it. I can't remember what it's called.
Hyperspeed.
Hyperspeed. Thank you.
Light speed.
Getting there. Anyway.
I don't know. Whatever.
Yeah, you know what I'm talking about.
Zippy fast.
Right? Grogu looks around and you kind of see these like things floating in the like space around them. And that everyone seems to think that that's a callback to Rebels because there's these animals that oh god, I can't think of his name now. Ezra kind of talks to that are really tapped into the Force. And that basically maybe Grogu was essentially sensing them because, I don't know, for anyone who hasn't, like if you haven't watched Book of Boba Fett, from what I've understood from what's his name, Jon Favreau, there's basically Grogu was basically gone for 2 years essentially. Okay. Up to 2 years he trained with Luke. So so he's much more sensitive to the Force stuff now. So that's why he was able to sense these things. But the big reason people are like, oh my god, is because everybody keeps hoping that the Rebels characters are going to end up on
I see.
the screen. And if that's a potential link to Ezra, and there's all like with the what's it called? Geez, I'm terrible with the damn names tonight. Ahsoka, like that series coming up, that there's gonna, that there may be Rebels characters that show up in that, and if so, that like this could kind of be pointing toward.
Guess what we got happening?
That this might link to Ezra and stuff. So this, people are really geeked out about this, and that was the only thing in the first episode that I was like, dude, because as soon as I saw him, I was like, holy shit. And then later on I'm on the internets and I'm like, oh cool, this is very much looking like other people think the same thing.
I mean, my holy shit moment in the first episode was when they went to visit Carl Weathers.
Yeah. Right, Carl Weathers, yeah.
And he had
Shaft.
Exactly. And he had little
that's not Shaft, Richard Roundtree was Shaft.
And he had little droids that held his cape off the dirt. Oh, and I was like, great. Look at this dude. Look at this complete pimp. I can't let my shit in the dirt, son.
Right. That was great. You're right. That was maybe my favorite moment in the episode was when because at first, like when he walks down the steps and you hear the clunking, I was like, what the hell? And then when he turns, I'm like, oh my God, he's got droids that are holding his cape up.
That's the greatest shit ever.
You know what I need is I need a video of him walking around with like a pimp cup.
Yeah, exactly.
Like just walking around, just, like, hey, what's up?
Ladies?
Oh, man.
Ladies?
Yep. Boy, I'll tell you, this week was probably, from what I noticed anyway, it felt like the week that the internet absolutely wanted to spoil Last of Us, though.
Yeah.
Because boy, were there memes aplenty, like half an hour after the episode aired.
Like the previous episode was spoiled for Michelle. And then this episode, there's a, Pedro says something at the end of the episode that people were copying on TikTok. And Michelle was like, wow, this was ruined for me. I didn't even know it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. And it's a big thing. So it was like, yeah, I know. That's why I said it was like, I didn't get to watch it for a little bit afterwards. There was something else I was doing. And I was just like, man, I started seeing people like at 10:30, people were already starting to post shit. And I was like, well, guess I'm off Twitter until I watch the episode because spoilers are aplenty out there.
It's funny to me because my social media feeds, I don't get any of this.
Yeah.
Yeah, so I don't know what sort of feeds my algorithm is, but it certainly isn't spoilers.
Well, she's probably. I'm guessing she's probably looking. Well, she probably looks at a lot of memes, so you're gonna be geared to.
I
Well,
too
you do
enjoy
too,
the meme,
so,
Brian.
yeah. I don't know. Is she using a different site than you? Like I use Twitter, and you don't really do Twitter, so that's where
like I
seeing
see my memes on Imager and Reddit, and like hers have been spoiled from TikTok. But TikTok is very much like there's different genres, and I'm not, like her TikTok feed is way different than mine. So
yeah, right.
Yeah,
interesting. Well, the other thing I watched was I watched Chris Rock's new special.
God damn it! I meant to watch that. Forgot about it.
And I thought it was, for the most part, I thought it was pretty funny. And he's got some real good shit.
I'm sure.
In there.
I can't wait to hear his Will Smith bit.
Yeah. Oh, dude, real smart. No, no spoilers. But he very smartly basically doesn't mention it until toward the end of the
everyone's
special.
waiting for it.
Exactly, right. That's smart. Because if he let off with it, you kind of let the air out of the room a little bit.
Yeah, for sure.
By waiting, it's like, come on, like when's he gonna get to it?
We know you're gonna talk about it.
Yeah. Well, I didn't watch it. I guess it was live.
Yeah, I wanted to watch it live. That's what I'm saying. When I forgot about it.
Because he fucks up one of the jokes.
That's hilarious.
And he catches himself, and then he says, he's like, I fucked up that joke, and then he starts over, And it reminds you of like when you go see a comedian when they're still getting the bit perfect or the act perfect for the special. Like when we saw Jim Norton at the Funny Bone. He was still working on some stuff, and there was a couple times where he was like, and he kind of did it a little different, and then to see the reaction.
Sharpening the sword.
But yeah. Yep. I thought it was good though. I apparently a lot of people didn't find it funny. I don't know exactly why. I didn't care enough to look. I don't think he said any. At least I don't think he said anything that was like, not like the Chappelle episodes where it was, where is it his last 2 or 3 specials where he just cannot seem to stop talking about transgender people, like Rock talks about transgender, but he does it from I feel like a much different place. Like it feels more like he's talking about it from like he's an ally versus, being confused and threatened by it. So I don't know, but but yeah,
good
though.
I definitely need to watch it.
Yeah,
it's on my list.
Right next to Your Kiss, right?
Hell yeah, you know it.
Yeah, I can't believe I just made a Hall & Oates
okay.
reference.
Everyone loves Hall & Oates. If you don't, get out.
Very timely reference, though, for sure.
Dude, if I owned a farm truck, my truck would be called Hall & Oates.
Oh, boy.
Hell yeah.
Oh, boy. Man. Or if you were, you just went around the country beating up the same person, you'd be called Hall & Oates. Hall & Oates.
I notice this is a thing we talk about all the time, but Hall & Oates as an oatmeal food truck is amazing.
Would be good.
I'm just saying.
It really would be. Yeah. The question would be, like, I wonder if you could get into any. Well, as long as you stay out of music, you're probably fine.
And you're not calling it Hall and it's Haul in, like you're carrying them or whatever.
Right. Like, hey, we just do oatmeal here. Like,
and it's in our truck. We're hauling it around. Get out of here, you rascals. We're not interested in your music. No, that's not your likeness on my truck. Kind of is, but it's not.
We're dressed like them.
Exactly. Big mustaches.
Yeah. Whoa. Like, you guys your real names are not Daryl and John, but your name tags say Daryl and John.
Shut your face.
Like, we just play characters. We don't want.
It's like, why do your oatmeal bowls are named after our songs? Coincidence. You guys are a band?
Yeah. Have you ever heard of parallel thinking?
Exactly. Crazy. Why are you naming songs after our oatmeal bowls?
Right? Yeah. That's the real question. Yeah.
I didn't know they were low-key fans of Hall & Oates.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You jerks.
Of shit. I don't even know the name of a
Man.
Hall & Oates song, so I couldn't come up with one. Sorry.
Yeah.
I left
Well,
that joke on the floor.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah, you'll
sometimes you
do
can't
that.
carry them all, you know?
Oh, that's true. Oh man. All right. Well, you got any other like life stuff,
No.
or should we do some
Yeah,
stuff?
my
All
life
right.
stuff's kind of tapped.
So this first one here, this is so weird to me. Apparently, WWE's been in talks with Colorado and Michigan state regulators about possibly legalizing betting on WWE.
What?
That seems so weird to me. I mean, listen, there's a lot of people who think sports are fixed, but WWE 100% is. There's so many people who have inside info on who's going over. That seems really
I don't
sketchy.
even understand why anyone would think this is a good idea.
Yeah, that's what I'm thinking too, right? Like it just seems super sketch, man.
Yeah, that seems weird.
Yeah, it's all just rumors right now. Apparently, the people that have read this from a couple of places haven't completely confirmed it, but it was, I just don't understand how you can call that a fair shot.
I mean, I guess in theory, if you don't know what's going to happen, then sure, it's betting. But
right, but like I said, there's a lot of dirt sheets out there. There's a lot, and don't get me wrong, dirt sheets wrong, but sometimes, because they'll swerve you at the last minute or something. But there are a lot of people who have inside knowledge, like I said, on as far as who's going over, who's winning. Man, yeah.
Like, the thing that gets me is it's scripted. I'd be like, okay, let's say a movie's coming out, but no one's seen it. Whoa, pop-up ad, Jesus! But no one's seen it, right? And then you and I are DraftKings being like, all right, Terminator 82 is coming out. Who do you think's gonna win?
Right.
I just don't understand.
Like, DraftKings or FanDuel or both have done things where it'll be like, say for WrestleMania, it'll be like the main event at WrestleMania this year's Cody Rhodes versus Roman Reigns, and they'll be like, how many finishers will get kicked out of? Okay. How many times will Roman Reigns
stuff like that's cool?
I'm cool with it. Totally cool. Prop bets,
but who's gonna win?
Right?
No, come on.
I mean, it's like I said, it's just how do you stop inside people like from influencing the line? How do I, it's like if I know somebody who's a writer, he could give me a little tipsy, I could.
Yeah, it seems pretty sketchy. I'll be honest, I don't see it happening.
I don't either, and I just think it's a weird thing. But
it is
whatever.
Weird.
Yeah. So staying on wrestling a little bit, Upper Deck and AEW, which is like the new hot wrestling promotion, announced that there's going to be an AEW version of the Versus system.
Oh, really?
Yeah. So there's going to be a wrestling card game out again because WWE hasn't had one.
I used to play whatever the WWE one was.
Yeah, I don't even remember what it was called, but yeah, it wasn't a bad game.
It was all right.
It's made pretty well, but yeah. So, and the Versus system has been, a pretty decent system. But yeah, it looks like it's going to be a 200 card 2-player starter box and will include 12 main characters and 28 supporting character cards. But I don't know that they're going to if they'll do like expansions or any of that kind of stuff. Because I've noticed for the Marvel and stuff, they seem to have expansions, but it seems like you get all the cards at one time. Like it doesn't seem like there's booster packs and stuff out.
I mean, I bought a couple of those Versus things from Ollie's, but I've never paid attention for me to know if I have all the cards in that particular set. I don't know.
Okay.
I'm not familiar with AEW, right? Is this a really old Sting I see, or is it someone just happens to be in Sting?
Oh no, Sting. That is for sure the icon of
Kind of
Sting.
looks like Leatherface from the Texas Chainsaw Massacre now.
Yeah, I mean, he's, God, what is he, 58 or something
come
like
on,
that?
Stinger, hang it up.
I'm not gonna lie, dude. The last couple matches I've seen with him in it, because they do a lot of tag
Was it
stuff
a
with
Walker
him.
match?
No, they protect him pretty well, and he still looks like $1 million,
Really?
man. Like, you just have him do a little bit. He hits his key moves. He tags the other dude in. He takes all the fucking damage.
Sting.
Then they bring
wrestler.
him, you know. Then Sting comes back in, hits a Scorpion Death Drop or a Scorpion Deathlock, and wins, basically.
Oh, you know what? Now that I've got
hurts.
slightly closer images of him, I mean, he doesn't look as horrible as the whatever picture they decided to put in the AEW versus promo. I mean, he definitely looks older, but he looks like one of those. Like, he looks like he's keeping it. Like, he probably only drinks water and green tea. You know, works out 8 hours a day. Takes a mean shit in the morning.
You know, he wears a shirt most of the time, which I'm not mad at.
Yeah.
You know, I think once you hit a certain age in wrestling, I feel like it should be mandatory.
Even
you have to wear
pool,
a shirt.
Sting. You listening?
Especially in the pool. Yeah. But like I said, he still goes out, and I mean, he still knows how to give the crowd what they want from him. Everybody wants to see the Stinger splashes in the corner. They want to see, him hit the Scorpion Death Drop and, hopefully a Scorpion Deathlock. That's basically all they need from Sting, So if he hits his 3 moves of doom, as they used to call it with Hulk Hogan, as long as he hits his 3 moves, man, the crowd's happy, especially if he wins.
It's the same thing I felt about Kiss. Is I couldn't imagine being like a 60-year-old person. I'm not even gonna say man, just person, and just like staring at yourself in a mirror surrounded by light bulbs, and just putting on your pancake makeup.
Yeah.
I just can't picture that.
Yeah, you can tell, like, when he was with WWE, they basically stole all the life out of him while he was there.
When he was at WWE, was he crusty, like, send in the clowns?
Dude, it was bad. Well, they finally they brought him in so he could basically have his WrestleMania moment, but he ended up going against Triple H, and they did some fun stuff, like the NWO came out, and then DX came out, and whatever. But in the end, they ended up having Triple H go over. And it was like, what are you doing, man? Everybody wanted to see Sting go over. Neither guy's going to carry any momentum from this. So it doesn't hurt Triple H to lose here, And it was that all it was Vince saw Sting as the WCW guy, and that was here's the final nail that WWE beat WCW. And it was like, so at the end of the match, it just took all the air out of the place when Sting lost, and everybody was like, oh, because everybody thought Sting was going to win.
Is that why he went and beat the shit out of that kid in his living room? Just pure anger and rage. I knew it.
Yes. No. But yeah, and then after that, he got hurt, and then he left WWE, and then he resigned with AEW, and it looked more like he was just maybe going to be a little of a, kind of he shows up occasionally and whatever. And then he started wrestling, and the first match he had, it was like, yo, Sting can still go a little bit. Like, he's not going to have like a 90-minute Iron Man match or anything.
Where's Ricky Steamboat?
Yeah, but like I said, if they protect him in tag matches and stuff like that, he comes in like gangbusters, and he can give you a few minutes of gas. Where he's looking him, but you know what I mean? Like, where he's running corner to corner, splash dudes and do it. Like I said, he comes in and he'll give you about 5 minutes, and then he's blown up. But he can give you a great 5 minutes to where you're like, there's guys our age looking at their kids going, that's the shit I used to like, that's the Sting 20 years ago.
They just don't know that Sting's Apple Watch is calling 911. His heart was exploding. He went minute 6. That was too much.
Yeah. I'll be honest. I'm glad, like, when he was with WWE, he got thrown into a turnbuckle and messed his neck up, and that basically they thought that was it for him. And I was like, oh man, that sucks. You have to go out that way for a career like his, that it was like, man, he had to, and then after work, rehab and different stuff, he was able to get cleared to go again. I was like, well, now at least it feels like he can go out a little more on his terms, which is nice. Because again, the dude's an icon
for
in
sure.
the industry. For sure, one of the best to ever do it.
There's a time he had all the colors on in his short, spiky hair, and then the Crow came out.
Surfer Sting back then, and then then the Crow showed up, and he was even cooler to most people when that happened because he was descending from the Raptors and had a bat.
Everyone loved the bat.
He was easily the one of the two best characters to use in WCW versus NWO.
When you start with a bat, it's pretty sweet.
Yeah, right. I'll never forget that day at Dilgart's house when he was like, nobody can beat me when I'm using Goldberg, and I'm like, I can beat you. He's like, nobody can beat you. Can use whoever you want. I'm like, all right, I'm gonna use Sting because I'm starting with a bat. Just beat the shit out of him with the bat and pinned him 1, 2, 3 in like 5 minutes. Well, that was cheating. I'm like, you said I could use anybody. You didn't say no bat.
Exactly. It's not like you put a code in. Yeah.
Right.
That's part of Sting's moveset. Figure 4 leg lock, stinger splash, baseball bat.
No, that's not a figure 4 leg lock, my friend. That is a
my
scorpion
apologies.
death lock.
Yeah.
It is not the same move. He explained it once before. Even though it's
like Vanilla Ice. We went, no, it's done.
Right.
Oh, okay.
Right. Before we get off this topic, it is actually funny in AEW. Anyone who does a figure 4, they pretty much call it the sharpshooter. They call it the Scorpion Deathlock. They don't call it the sharpshooter. And it's it's just kind of funny. In WWE, they call it the sharpshooter though. They don't call it the Scorpion Deathlock. So I do appreciate that each one kind of sticks to who's in their brand. It makes
sense to do it that way.
Although they still do. Chris Jericho had a move that was called the Code Breaker, and when people do it, they still call it that, which is shocking because he's with AEW now. You think they would have called it something else just to not give?
Oh, hit him with a Jericho's a dick move. Oh God, laid him out.
I hit him with a that straight
exactly. That dirty scumbag CJ.
Oh shit. All right. Anyways, let's move on. People are done listening to me talk wrestling. Did you see the story about the whiskey fungus that's fed by Jack Daniels it says in Crust, according to this article, a Tennessee town?
Is this cordyceps? Are we all gonna die? Okay.
I think
whiskey
so. Yes.
fungus. No, Brian.
Wow, this is formatted very weird. There's a lot of dollar signs at the beginning of every paragraph here, and this is really formatted
whiskey
weird.
Fungus.
Yeah. Where is it? I'm trying to find the thing here. Dang it, I can't find it now. There we go. For months, some residents have complained that a sooty, dark crust has blanketed homes, cars, road signs, bird feeders, patio furniture, and trees as the fungus is spread uncontrollably, fed by alcohol vapors wafting from charred oak barrels of aging Jack Daniels whiskey.
That's exciting.
Right? So yeah, clearly
So is this only happening here? Or is this happening around places that are also distilling and aging?
I don't know. That's a good question.
Is this what gives Jack Daniels its slight like banana-y kind of back taste there? This weird whiskey fungus?
Yeah. Yeah, well, here we go. Where is it? The fungus that thrives off the lost alcohol has been noted at least since the 1870s when Antonin Baudouin, director of the French Distillers Association, observed a plague of soot, which is my new death metal band, blackening the walls of distilleries in Cognac, France. So there you go. I guess it's, says the fungus is pretty destructive. The only way to stop it is to turn off its alcohol supply. That's pretty much like this.
Yes.
The next sentence also is like us. It wrecks patio furniture, house siding, almost any outdoor surface. I've seen trees choked to death by it. Pretty sure I've seen you choke a tree before. It it is a small mercy that does not also appear to have a negative impact on human health. Well, that's where we differ.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, if it's not,
Good
I
times,
mean,
though.
yeah, it sucks for the environment around it. Although, if it's breaking down stuff, whatever, it's just return to nature, man. But at least it's not harmful to people that live there. They're not walking around like coated in fungus, looking like a phallid if you played Magic the Gathering.
Nice. Good call. They're they're clickers now.
I say good on you, Jack. Cover that town in soot and fungus. Keep pumping out that old number 7.
A plague of soot, you mean? That's what 7 means. It's the 7th plague, of the Bible. Oh no.
I mean, they could do whatever they want to that town if they keep making that barrel-proof single barrel shit. That stuff's delicious.
Yeah. Right?
I wish I had some up.
Exactly.
Do I have it up here? No, I don't. It's all the way downstairs. That's 2 full staircases away. That's way too far away.
Right. So a real quick callback to last week when I talked a little bit about how there was going to be a bunch of Funko Pops destroyed by Funko. Apparently, where is it? Inventory that the company intends to eliminate in the first half of 2023 to reduce fulfillment costs by managing inventory levels to align with the operating capacity of our distribution center. This is expected to result in a write-down in the first half of 2023 of approximately $30 to $36 million.
Wow.
Worth of Funko Pops.
That's a lot of Pops. $36 million worth of them?
Yeah. And that's retail.
Right, man, I can't smell shit.
But what's amazing is that it's a lot of it is that their inventory at the end of the year was 246.4 million, which is 48% higher than the year before. So they basically, and like I said, that was because of supply chain issues and stuff like that. So when they got stuff in finally to America and were able to get it out, a lot of stores like Walmart and Target were like, nah,
we're good.
So then, and they were like, so now they have all these Spider-Man No Way Home Pops. They got like, a bajillion Grogu Pops and all this kind of stuff. Machine Gun Kelly ones. It even says Pikachu.
That makes me so happy that there's Machine Gun Kelly ones.
Yeah.
That makes me so happy. Eminem was right, y'all.
Yep. So yeah, I was like, man, that's nuts. And they just recently did a pop-up warehouse in Arizona to sell off a bunch of Pops that were that people thought were going to get destroyed, essentially. So,
weird.
Yeah. So anyway, so the next one I got here is, I don't know if you saw recently, China has banned female lingerie models.
I didn't see this.
Right. So what's happening now is that there's a lingerie wearing male models are starting to pop up all over there now.
It's hilarious.
It's so funny. Can you imagine? Like, you're like, I'm gonna get my lady something special. Well, you're probably not gonna sound like a redneck, but I'm for sure not doing a Chinese voice. So
what do you mean, Brian?
But apparently there's like live streams of men modeling this, which I think is really funny because there's a contingent of people that are like, ooh, men in sexy lingerie.
Finally, the genre I've been waiting for.
Yeah, and the whole point of this was to cut down on shit, I forgot how they worded it. Spreading obscene online material.
Good luck stopping that flow.
So now you're gonna have guys with their junk flapping about in these sexy, 90s and shit.
Yeah, it's pretty damn funny.
Love it. Cracked me up, man. All right. So I got this is a wild thing here. And in order to find it, this might be a shut up and take my money, but I don't know. Apparently this was seen on Shark Tank. That doesn't necessarily mean they got a deal, but they were seen on Shark Tank. And it's just from this website that's puppyzz.shop. and they have a super large dog bed, but it's for humans.
What?
It's got a memory foam mattress in it, and I'm not gonna lie, man, this thing looks mad comfy, and I kind of want one. Or if you have a horse of a dog,
Yeah, right.
You know, but it shows like a woman sleeping with her kitten in one. Then there's one with like a Dalmatian laying in here.
Look at that thing.
Actually, I don't. Is that whatever. It's a dog. There's like 2 kids laying in one. One Spike or Spuds McKenzie laying in there. But man, this thing looks super comfortable though.
Shop now. Oh my god, it's like $250 down from $421.
You save $172.61.
I mean, you right. Oh, it's carbon neutral. It's good for the planet, everybody.
And free shipping, which is actually surprising.
Seen on Shark Tank.
Yeah, that's why I said I don't know if they got a deal, but it was seen on Shark Tank.
Human dog bed.
Yeah. What do you think if you were like, man, I could go for a nap? Would you curl up in that?
I could nap on a rock. So I mean, you know.
Yeah, that's true. I mean, it does look pretty nice for a nap, though. You know, like throw one of these under your desk at work. You know,
see here. It's what?
Well, the old Costanza.
What is because I'm not mathing real good right now.
Okay.
What is 66 inches in feet, Brian?
Well, there's 12 inches in a foot. That's under set. That's just under
66.9 inches in feet.
It's 5.58 feet.
All right, so I'm overhanging this mug. Why don't they have a big boy version?
This is the big
I need
boy
bigger.
Version. You're supposed to sleep. You're supposed to sleep in the fetal position, Tony.
I don't do that. I stretch out like a savage. I spread eagle.
That's fine. You just hang over a little bit. No big deal.
Man, this Spuds McKenzie dog is
think about
whoring it out. Close your legs, you slut.
I know. Seriously.
Jesus.
Yeah, it's pretty obscene.
I mean, I'm not gonna lie. I'd nap on it. 10 out of 10 would nap.
I mean, yeah. I mean, it's made of cloud-like materials. Has built-in pillow bolsters, let you elevate your feet and reduce tension. Dang. Oh man.
Oh wait, pay later. Sweet.
Nice.
About time.
Yeah. Good luck repossessing it. You ain't gonna want it.
Exactly. You have no idea what foul things are gonna do on this bed.
I mean, they probably do.
They probably totally understand.
Let's be honest. Now, the real question is if you're a person who's into furry type play.
Oh my god!
I mean, there
is for sure somebody right now
getting railed on Chatter.
Yes, in a dog bed. Yeah,
and
for one of those big tennis balls and stuff.
Probably.
Goddamn savages.
Yep.
That's all right.
And we love to see it.
Damn furries.
Yep. All right. Well, there you go. Those are the stories that I've got for the week.
Stories that tickled your fancy. Nice.
Yes, sir. Leave. That leads us up to the QofheW.
Slow down, my guy.
What?
Brian, it's March. We've got March Madness.
Oh, I forgot. We have something else to talk about.
We do.
All right.
I don't know if you want me to share my screen with you or if you want to just look on the feed. It'll be slightly delayed for images. That's up to you.
All right. Whichever you prefer. I don't care.
Let me finish this up. So we decided for March Madness, because brackets are fun, that we needed to do a sort of bracket type situation. And with last week's QofheW, after our show, Brian and I would be like, wouldn't it be cool if we could like do something like this with the cars? But we got so many answers on Facebook that I felt like it'd be just beating a dead horse if we did the cars. Right?
Nice. So a lot of fun, you're saying?
Yes. So what I did, Brian, is I went to my pal, ChatGTP, and I went, I need the top 16 toys from 1989.
Oh man! Okay. Wow.
Because we're children of that era, And it didn't matter what it was. If it was on that list, I put it in this bracket. So
Okay.
let me just I'm just going to share my screen with you, because it'll probably be a little bit easier if I can remember how. Share screen. Well, that was pretty easy. We want to share that one. There you go. You should be seeing it now.
Oh my God. Okay, I see it. Oh, this one's easy.
All right. So to start off our March Madness 1989 bracket fight, which also Salty Language Brackets brought to you by bracketfights.com. Use code word salty when you sign up and make a free bracket, because you just make them for free here anyway. Yeah. But code word salty, am I right? Thanks, Bracket Fights. Thanks for sponsorship. Our first slot or whatever, you got Micro Machines versus Puffalumps.
Yeah. This isn't even close.
I've never even owned a Puffalump. The colors are fun. It looks soft.
Remember? Yeah.
If they,
you know what for anyone who's only catching the audio of this, I mean, first of all, you could look these up, but Puffalumps looks like if someone was like, "Hey, I have all this neon hammer pants material left. What should we do with
cotton in it?"
And someone else was like, "Oh, make a gorilla out of it."
Yeah, basically. You know? But then you got
Dude,
Micro Machines though, Brian. The smaller, cooler cousin of Hot Wheels.
Right. Yeah. I had so many Micro Machines.
Like, you got me into Micro Machines because you had them. I'm like, I need tiny cars immediately.
Yeah. Yep. Sure did. And also, I mean, they got the iconic commercial with the guy who talked really fast, blah, 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 like that and all that. Man. Yeah, to me, this isn't even close. I mean, this is a destroying victory for Micro Machines.
I'm going to say this, Brian. If they made oversized dog bed for adults out of Puffalump, like if you went out and shot a Puffalump in the face and made its body into a bed, I'm sleeping in that mug. That looks comfy, Brian.
You want a parachute material? I don't even remember what they were made of. They just looks like parachute pants material, even though I don't think it is. I think it's
shitty 80s material. I'm surprised it doesn't color change.
Right. It's not the space age polymers we're used to now.
All right, so it's safe to say Micro Machines. All right.
Yeah, for
Micro
both of us, I think. Yeah.
There it goes.
Oh,
all right, so next slot, Brian. You got the OG wrestling plush, the wrestling buddies, versus the OG original Game Boy.
And
probably
this one's
comes
tough.
with Super Mario World or whatever that was.
That's
oh no, I'm sorry.
Mario.
The original came with Tetris.
Land.
My apologies.
Yes, true.
Yeah,
true. Yes, that's right. I got Super Mario Land separately, but it came with Tetris.
Bang.
Man, I played the shit out of both of those games. Man, I mean, I played my first Game Boy. Well, my first Game Boy got stolen because I loaned it to my brother, and they were doing a flea market, and they left the bag sitting out somewhere, and somebody was like, "Ooh, a bag!"
And
just walked off. And all my games, I mean, he replaced everything.
You should probably beat the shit out of him.
Yeah, I was pretty close. I was so mad.
Understandable.
But like I said, he did replace everything. But man, Wrestling Buddies. I mean, those commercials were great. I had Hogan. I think that was the only one I had. I always wanted the Legion of Doom ones, but I could never find them.
LOD would have been sweet.
You had Macho Man. I did have
Macho Man. Yeah.
I thought so, yeah. So between us, we had the Mega Powers. Yeah. Man, I played with that thing so much. Man, I gotta go Game Boy though.
See, I'm leaning Game Boy. Like I enjoyed body slamming and suplexing Macho Man, but Game Boy is something like if you hand me a Wrestling Buddy now, I'd be like, that's cool, and I put it on a shelf. If you hand me a Game Boy, I'm playing it.
That's you know what? Yeah. Well, and that's the thing. It's almost unfair though, right? Because with the Game Boy, there's the whole library.
I can't help
games,
the way this bracket was seeded.
No. I understand. I'm just saying it's almost not a fair fight, but I think I got to go Game Boy too, and I don't think it's as close as I'm making it sound. I think the nostalgia is making it feel closer.
Fair enough. Game Boy.
But dude, those commercials were so much fun.
Well,
back then, and before I got Hogan, I remember I wanted one so bad. I think you had Macho Man before I got Hogan. And then finally my parents ended up buying me Hogan, and
The rest is
I
history.
was quite happy. Yeah.
Well, Game Boy. Sorry, wrestling buddies. Game Boy Advances.
Yeah. Indeed.
All right, this is gonna be a tough battle, Brian.
Uh,
All right, you got Skip Bo, I believe it was called.
You should this is Skip It.
My apologies. Skip was a board card game versus the
Yes.
original, which is it's a whole different thing now. Where my furries at? The original My Little Pony.
Your
where's my bronies?
Yeah.
I'll be honest, I never had either one.
I didn't either, but I played with a Skip It. And I had absolutely zero interest in My Little Pony. It was like, are we basing this all on the nostalgia, or are we like, because otherwise, like, My Little Pony's probably the better toy.
I mean, this is all up to whatever you're feeling, man.
Yeah. Right. You know what I mean? Because it's like, it very much is like, so many girls love these things, and then to have a second life with all these men loving them.
Doing things to each other.
Where Skip It kind of got boring after a little
10
bit.
revolutions.
Yeah, I remember a kid at school bringing one in, and you're just like, okay, so basically I just stand, or I hop on one leg and just keep lifting the other. It's just, there was no variation to it. There was no real like games. There was, it got old pretty quick. It was a one-trick pony.
Oh, hey-oh. Are you leaning towards My Little Ponies?
Dude, I'm not leaning. I'm firmly in the My Little Pony camp because, I mean, dude, you can brush their mane and put barrettes on their tails. I mean,
if Skip It wasn't so overwhelmingly one-noted.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
Which I can't believe this is a top toy of 1989. Closely followed by a stick.
Yeah.
Just beat stick out.
That's the funny part. Our generation, we didn't just have a stick. We had a stick that did something. Dude. Like it moved on its own, basically, or whatever. It had some electronic component. That's how.
If you found a stick that had the right branch, you're like, this is a rifle.
Yeah, it's true.
Yeah.
Or a sword. Like this is a lightsaber, because they didn't make the janky lightsabers when we were kids.
All right, we're on the same page again. We're going. I don't know what's going to happen when we disagree. I'll be honest. Yeah, I might have to have Alexa flip a coin or something.
Yeah, that's right.
My Little Pony moves on. This isn't even a fair fight.
Oh, this is a slaughter. This is a bloodbath.
You got the original NES, the Nintendo Entertainment System in gunmetal gray. Or you got the Fisher-Price Toolkit, which is cool. The Fisher-Price Toolkit will always be cool.
Yes. Especially for what it is and the age group that, it shoots at. It's cool. It's pretty cool.
But it's a Nintendo.
Come on. And Nintendo has to be one of the favorites to win the whole thing.
Yeah, for sure.
It's easily one of the top.
I mean, if it comes to Super Mario Brothers, it doesn't even need to come with Duck Hunt. I don't see a zapper.
No. Dude, it could come with the shittiest game available, and it's still better than the Toolkit.
Toolkits, that was a rough matchup. That wasn't even that was even fair for Fisher-Price.
Yeah, that was a bad draw for sure.
Goodness.
I mean, if you want to use an 80s analogy, this was Tyson versus pretty much anyone.
Yeah, exactly. Tyson versus that pile of cocaine.
Yeah.
We're just gonna advance the NES and move on here. Wow, sounds like someone's firing up a shitty car outside.
Oh, sorry.
How dare you, sir? Oh, I see what it's doing. We're doing one half of the bracket at a time. That's weird. Do you want to just finish this bracket, Brian? Where are we at time-wise?
We're pretty long, so why don't we just finish this bracket?
Then we'll do the other half next week. All right.
Yeah.
So this is kind of a knockout drag out here. We got Micro Machines versus the Game Boy.
Yeah, and we didn't talk about this. Like Micro Machines weren't just, hey, we're just playing with cars on the little play sets and whatever. It went out further than that to where they had like Star Wars ones, and which led to me having Jawas that I used as life counters and character tokens and Magic.
Stormtroopers were my white knights.
Yep, we used Micro Machines when we played Volcano. Was it Volcano Run? Fireball Island. That's right.
It could also be called Volcano Run. Let's be real.
Yeah. But yeah, in Fireball Island, we use those. I mean, we got a lot of play, but man, I still got to go Game Boy on this.
See, this is where it's interesting.
Love micro machines, but
This is where it's
man,
interesting for me, Brian, because I never had a Game Boy until I was older and I bought one. And I bought it. The first Game Boy I owned was a Game Boy Color.
Oh, yeah. Oh, I had the classic one, which is weird because a lot of the electronics, like the game systems, most of them from our youth, had before I did.
Right.
Game Boy, I think, was the one that I had before you. Because I got it for a birthday. Right. I mean, that thing was like my best friend growing up.
I'm having a hard time with this one because, like, I'm looking at this picture of Micro Machines, and I see 3 I for sure had.
Oh, yeah, I had quite a few of those in the picture, too. Or variants of them. Like, I like that one little race car that's like the yellow race car.
I had the yellow one.
I had different colors. I don't think I had the yellow one, but I had another color, the dump truck for sure.
I had that van. Yeah. I know that.
Yep.
So this is a hard one for me because nostalgia, like my childhood, I had a lot of Micro Machines, but the Game Boy I never had. Too. But the lasting impression that I play games on this. It all came from that.
Right? Like going with your first round though argument, I guess, like if I handed you Micro Machines and a Game Boy, which one are you going to play with more? Right,
Micro Machines. No, you're right. I would be like, sweet, let's fire up some old school Tetris or whatever.
Yeah.
I'm
not gonna lie, I kind of miss having the old Game Boy a little bit. You know, like some games I would for sure go back and play, like some of the Final Fantasies that I played on it.
There's some amazing emulators out there now that are smaller than a Game Boy.
I know, yeah.
And like $80.
I know. Yeah. Just probably more reliable than the Game Boy. At this point.
You know.
Maybe not.
Yeah, I got a lean Game Boy here. I honestly do. Yeah.
All right.
That was a tough one, though, that was a tough bracket. Oh, geez.
You know how much you know how much I loved Micro Machines.
Yeah.
You know.
Well, Brian, we're down to My Little Pony versus the NES. This looks like a slobber knocker.
Yeah, especially with two guys doing it, you know. This is, well, I should say 2 guys our age, I guess aren't necessarily all automatically in the NES bracket or camp, but in this case, I'm pretty sure we both.
If I'm in a room, like a white room, and 2 people walk in of silver trays, and one person unveils a tray, and there's like 6 My Little Ponies with all their accessories, and someone else opens up another tray, and it's an NES hooked to a TV, but it's the My Little Pony game, I'm still playing the My Little Pony game.
Yeah, 100%, dude. This isn't close. Like I said, the NES has got to be, it's easily the number 1 seed in this bracket.
Yeah, for sure.
Now that we've seen the whole bracket, I can confidently say that, you know.
So it comes down to who takes this side of the bracket, the Game Boy or the NES.
Man.
I mean, the Game Boy in the picture looks giant and intimidating.
Does, yeah. It's more like a game
man. Yeah, I think that Game Boy did grow up.
Yep. You know, here's something interesting. Well, at least to me. The Game Boy I remember getting for a birthday, and of course I was stupid excited to get it because, dude, it was a handheld video game that wasn't the what was that called? That Mattel football game that I had.
That was pretty sick, though. Let's be honest.
Which I love.
Just having like blinking red lights in it. It was pretty cool.
Yeah. Played the shit out of that game, but the Game Boy was like revolutionary in my life, but not as revolutionary as I remember playing the NES at your house and just begging my parents for one, and my parents were like, whatever it was, $150 or whatever at the time, they were like, no, because that's a lot of money then. And I can't remember what happened, but my parents, you know, got a couple of bucks. And I remember my mom and I were at my sister's house, and all of a sudden then my mom said something about us going to Toys R Us, and we went to Toys R Us, and she was like, okay, you can get this. And I just was like, oh my God, you know, like mind blown. This was, you know, doing all the shitting. Yeah, just holy shit, I can't believe I'm actually getting it. And if I'm not mistaken, my first game that I owned was Skater Die. because I think I needed to get a cheap game basically because they were already spending so much on
I
the
do
system.
remember you having
And
Skate or Die.
I'm sure it came with Mario though, right?
Yeah.
Like it had to have come with Mario.
Mario and
but the first game
Duck
I
Hunt,
bought,
because I remember I had
Right.
the gunmetal gray zapper and you had the orange zapper.
yeah, I had the orange one. You're right. Yeah, so I got that, and I'm pretty sure the first game that I bought outside of the bundle was Skate or Die, which I did play a lot of. Easily not not the best skate game I've ever played for sure, but
yeah, I mean, it's no Tony Hawk.
no. But so anyways, that's my long-winded way of saying I think the NES nudges them out, and I have strong memories of both, but the NES has got
NES takes this for sure,
right?
And the NES influenced my whole personality to become a video gamer.
Well, it also introduced us to Mario characters and Nintendo characters, Link and Mario and Donkey Kong and whatever else we played on that damn thing. So many good games, Final Fantasies that we played on.
Also, AKA Dragon Quest. Yeah.
Right. So it's like there's just so many games that even now hold such a special place.
So many memories.
River City Ransom. I mean, God, how many hours did we play that?
So many.
Dodgeball. Yeah.
All right. Well, I'm not going to click this because I don't want it to bracket to advance. But NES.
Oh, okay.
I hope I can save this. I honestly don't know.
Oh, that would be a problem if you couldn't. Here's what you should do, because it randomizes each time you advance.
No, when I hit seed, it makes the bracket.
Oh, okay. So just write them down real quick, just in case.
I'll have to do that.
Or screen cap it or something like that.
All right, so NES, and then we'll determine who NES is going to fight next week.
So that was one
whole half the bracket.
Okay, that's what I thought. All right, I'll tell you, whoever's coming from the other side better bring their A game because we got some strong nostalgia tied to that NES. Because it's it was the first. So.
Yep, I'm glad I didn't click it. 'Cause as soon as I clicked it, it popped up the next bracket.
Did it? Okay. Oh, good. Well, not good.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Oh, here you go. Save and download. Perfect.
Yeah. All right. Well, I guess now it's time to do the QofheW real quick. So,
I'm still.
Last week. Yeah. Well, I was going to say last week we asked you what the most iconic TV or movie. Was it vehicle? I can't remember if it was vehicle or car. I can't remember what the actual question was.
Hold on, sorry.
Most iconic and/or movies. There we go.
There you go. Sorry, I was saving the bracket. Last week, most iconic car, TV, blah blah blah.
Yeah.
On Face Page, my guy.
Yeah.
We got my cousin Kelly. Awesome. She says has to be the DeLorean for Back to the Future. I don't know what that means. It was the best vehicle from a TV show. Oh, okay. Kit was the best vehicle from a TV show.
Oh, okay.
They just put an emoji where the T is supposed to be. I don't know what happened there.
Oh, that's really weird. Okay.
Zach, who you met a while ago at one of my birthday shindigs, says for me, 73 Oldsmobile Delta 88. I'm not sure who that's a reference to. Maybe Supernatural. Is that the car they had? Those old school Delta 88s are pretty sweet.
Pulling it up so I can see what I don't know what that's from.
Maybe he's just like, this is a cool car and I like it. My buddy from work, Kurt, he says movie Aston Martin DB5 from the Sean Connery Bond movies, or Eleanor in Gone in 60 Seconds.
Mm-hmm.
TV, gotta agree with Kelly above, or Nash Bridges Hemi Cuda.
Okay, I can live with that. I can see that because I remember that car.
And then Dennis here says Steve McQueen's 1967 Mustang from Bowling.
Oh, good call on that one.
That's a good one.
Yeah. I don't know. I'm looking up the old Delta.
I kind of have a feeling Zach was just like, this is a cool car.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well, it says Sam Raimi's Oldsmobile Delta 88 is the most famous movie car you've never.
Oh, because that yellow car is in every Sam Raimi movie.
Right. So
that's why.
Much could be.
And
Yeah, that would make sense.
He's such a horror guy. That makes sense.
Yeah. There we go. Okay, that's probably fun.
Excellent work, Zach. Good call.
Yeah, I can live with that. Sure.
Diamond, top fan, Big Dev. He says, I think it's a toss-up between BA's GMC Vandura from the A-Team and Doc Brown's DMC DeLorean Time Machine from Back to the Future.
Okay. Yeah. I can live with that because, like I said, that van was an iconic van for sure.
Iconic.
Uh-huh.
Oh, Kiki, what happened? Used to be a Diamond fan. This week or not?
What?
What happened?
Oh.
Says the General E from Dukes of Hazzard. Hell yeah. Good taste.
Yeah. Can't argue with that. It's, yeah.
And then another Diamond top fan, Jeff from Hobie, says, for good or for bad, it's the General Lee.
Yeah, that's true, really, because I guess when you think about it, because of I didn't even take into account when we were talking about it last week, but the
stars and bars on it and all that.
The controversy really brought that car back into, or kept that car in the forefront for a long time.
And he also says Kit is a close second, and once again it put that emoji over to T. That's really weird.
That's really strange. Okay.
Yeah, it's like a crying emoji because people don't like Kit. But that's what I. Oh wait, hold on. Looks like Michelle responded. I got a notification up here, but since I haven't refreshed our feed in so long.
Oh, okay.
Michelle says it's the classic '59 Cadillac Miller Meteor Sentinel, or more famously known as Ecto 1.
Yeah.
So, Meteor. Somebody's been doing some Googling.
Yeah.
But yeah, Ecto 1's a good one.
That's why I said it's hard to argue that one too, because it's very much an iconic car,
For sure.
I have from Cheeto. He says his list is pretty much like, I probably, if you would have been like, hey, give me Cheeto's Hobie list, I could probably have named most of these.
All right, fair enough.
Mainly because we're similar in age and such, so we grew up with the same kind of stuff. The generally, he says it's a personal favorite. I still have a bunch, which we saw in person. It says it's got to be in the top 3 most iconic. Hell, it's the best part of the movie with Johnny Knoxville. Go ahead and rewatch the chase scene in Atlanta. He says the Batmobile, and he said the Adam West Batmobile. Anyone, anywhere can look at that and say Batman. Nah.
I mean, he's not wrong there.
Yeah, but he says he also thinks the new Batmobile is fantastic. He says the DeLorean from Back to the Future. Everyone knows that when it hits 88 miles per hour, you're going to see some serious shit. This next one I actually didn't think of. This is one that came out of nowhere. He's the only one that mentioned it, which is a Pontiac Trans Am from Smokey and the Bandit. And the funniest part about these, well, let me finish. Now I'll make this point. He says more obscure choices, a white Corvette, which was Face's ride on the A-Team.
Oh, nice. Okay.
Yep. Said a square body 1980 something GMC pickup truck reminds me of the unknown stuntman, the Fall Guy.
Nice.
Yep. And he said Christine. However, most people see a 57 Chevy Bel Air though and think it's the 58 Plymouth Fury. But yeah. So I had toys of the General Lee, that Batmobile, the DeLorean, that Trans Am, that white Corvette, and that pickup truck. The only one I didn't have a toy of as a child was Christine.
I mean, it kind of makes sense.
So, when you think of iconic cars from our generation, it makes sense that those were all named.
For sure. Yeah.
Right? Because, like I just said, they were all the ones I had as a kid. In fact, if I'm not mistaken, I think the Corvette that I got came with the van from the A-Team. And I don't remember if there was another vehicle or not, but I know there was those. Because I had a lot of those kind of cars. Like I also had, Magnums, Ferrari. I had the car from James Bond that goes under the water, the submarine car. I had that. It's like I had an Aston Martin. Even though it's funny, I was never a Bond guy. I'm still not a Bond guy. Like I watch them, they're fine, but I've never been like, dude, So it's kind of funny that but I had the toys.
Now, I noticed no one's mentioned, the General Lee is overwhelmingly being mentioned. No one mentions
Yeah.
Boss Hogg's Cadillac.
Right, which I had.
Frickin' Daisy Duke's Golden Eagle Jeep.
Right, which I had as a kid.
Uncle Jesse's shitty pickup truck.
Yep,
Yeah.
I had that too.
And, you know.
Yeah. Roscoe's police
God, I
car.
can't think of his name. I was thinking Cusco, and I'm like, he's a llama.
Roscoe P. Coltrane.
Yeah.
Yep. Yeah, I for sure had. I think it was like a set.
Yeah,
that
that's
I got,
same.
you know,
I remember the
with all the
diecast set I had.
Do you remember I had like a plastic General Lee? They had like the figures and stuff too.
Oh yeah.
I had those two, Daisy and Boss Hogg, and I think that was the 4. I don't think Roscoe and the others were in the set that I had. But anyway, I had an A-Team set too that my godmother bought me when I was a kid. It had all the figures.
Good
but
times.
Anyway, yeah.
Memories.
So, yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. So we hit a lot of nostalgia.
Yeah,
this
nostalgia
week.
cast.
Yeah, I guess. That's what we should do, man. We should just do a podcast on toys from
Just
our youth.
add it to our list of podcasts we should do.
Good call. Good call. All right. So for this week, you have 7 to pick from.
I like 5.
You got 5 on it. All right. So we did a variation of this one once before. It's Satan is designing your room in hell. What's one thing that you know he's putting in the room?
Okay. What he's definitely going to be in that room is, for some reason, no matter what happens, the remote is always just out of reach.
Like every time you reach for it, it just slides.
It's just, you gotta get up and get it, which really sucks.
Yeah, but it's still,
you gotta get out of your dog bed and go get it.
Yeah, that's what it is. Like everything in the room seems perfect. It's like those Twilight Zone ones, or like whatever, where like, you know, the guy gets trapped in like a library and he's like, excellent, I can read for eternity, and his glasses break.
He trips and gouges out his eyes.
Yeah. Oh, yeah, exactly.
Exactly. Just the remote or whatever, your phone, whatever you want is just like, it's just out of, you have to get up and get it then. And it just sucks because you got to get up and get it.
Yeah, that sounds terrible.
Right? Oh, and warm bottles of water.
That's a good one. That's one that would absolutely, I'd be like, oh boy, I'm in hell, because like, damn it, because I hate room temperature water. That's really funny. I mean, mine would have to be, some obnoxious eater. Yeah, it's just, and they have an insatiable appetite. Like they can never stop eating. That's like their personal hell, is they can never stop eating.
Amazing. I love food so much.
Yeah.
This is a fun one.
So yeah, that'd probably be mine, because that for sure would be my absolute hell. I'm sure there's other things, but that for sure would get it done.
Right.
All right, so there you go. Question for this week. Satan's designing your room in hell. What's one thing that you know he's putting in your room?
Show us what you got.
Wow. That was an interesting
you like my sick new soundboard, bro?
Yeah, it was something.
Definitely something.
Yep, it always is. All right. So with that, head on over to saltylanguage.com. Check out all the links. Well, real quick, stick around if you want to hear the whatever insult or whatever for the week. But in the meantime, head to saltylanguage.com. Check out all the links for the show notes and all that kind of stuff there. Check out the past episodes. And you can find the link to the network that we're part of, which is the Tangent Bound Network, and can be found at tangentboundnetwork.com. So go check out the shows there. And if you're looking for a network for your show, please hit them up. And, if you talk to Mark, I don't know, ask him, I don't know. Ask him My Little Pony or Game Boy, I guess. I don't know.
He's My Little Brony.
Yeah, probably.
Sure.
Probably. That's all right. Nothing wrong with that.
I'm definitely judging you, though. You hear that, Mark? You hear me?
Oh man,
All right.
jeez, things got
Yes,
aggressive
all right.
there. Yeah. All right. If you want to find us on social media, you can find the show on Twitter at salty_language. You can find me on Twitter and Instagram at Stunami.
You can find me on Instagram at The Monotony, and you can find the show and myself, I guess, on TikTok at Salty Language. Check us out on YouTube, Salty Language Pod. If you're watching us, cool. If you're not watching it and you want to see the stupid bracket we did, hey, check it out. It's right there. Oh, and
Yay.
special, the first 500 people to like our video can make a free bracket on bracketfights.com.
Right.
Check us out, patreon.com/saltylanguage. We just put up our big New Yorker video, and coming soon will be our old-fashioned beer versus old-fashioned cocktail / slightly buzzed conversation talk we did for like an hour.
Right.
And yeah, what else? Oh, I guess check me out on all the beers on YouTube if you want to see me stream occasionally. And I should do beer reviews, but once I crack into it, I just want to drink it. I don't want to set up video equipment. Yeah, so
Fair.
what are you gonna do?
Are you going to be playing with your new litter box on
Bro, I can't wait to take a dump in it.
there? You haven't yet?
I still got to clean it up. Told you, dude.
Oh.
It's been a meat grinder week. I haven't had a chance to do much of anything. Yeah.
All right, fair enough. I guess we'll
But yeah, well, you got a side gig, Brian. What else you got going on in your life?
check out the Crazy Life podcast with me, Jen, and Henno. We talk about mental health and just becoming a better person and whatnot in our journey along the way. Our last episode was just me and Jen, but we talked about how to get unstuck mentally, kind of how to reframe the way you look at things in hopes of being able to move your feet again instead of just, feeling like you're just walking in place or being in quicksand or something like that. So yeah, go check that out if you
Nice.
would. You can find it the same place you find most of your podcasts, and the links on the saltylanguage.com too.
Beautiful.
Yeah, all right. This week, it'd probably help if I pull the link up. So many tabs open.
So many tabs.
All right. So this week is, hold on, I gotta double check. Okay, yeah, and make sure I have the right word up here.
Better check yourself before you wreck yourself.
Wow. So this week it's Nashnab, which
Nashnab.
spelled GNASHNAB.
Oh.
It's a word from the 1700s meaning someone who just complains all the time, which would contemporary synonyms include nitpicker, moaner, and grumbler. No one likes Nashnab.
I'll be honest, I thought it was going to have something to do with food.
No.
But I like that one. I like that one way better.
Yeah.
I work with a bunch of Nashnabbers.
All right. So let me ask you a question here. And I might start doing this as a thing here too. But
What you got?
I know we're already way long. But
Suck
So-
it, people.
the word of the day on dictionary.com is futtuck.
Futtuck?
Futtuck. Yeah. You have any sort of a guess on what that is?
It's gonna be the next big word that some tax agency is gonna use to get your attention in their commercial.
I like that.
Yeah.
No, apparently it's any of a number of timbers forming the lower, more curved portion of the frame in a wooden hull,
That too.
like the ribs of a boat, basically.
Also that.
Like, okay.
Naturally.
It does. When you see the word though, it's FUTTOCK. It feels like a dirty word.
Coming from the Latin, fuck, which means ribs. I don't know.
Wait a minute. I don't think that's right. Close enough.
Close enough.
All right. So there you go. Until next week.
Oh shit.
Have a beer. You'll be fine.
Stay salty, everybody, and hydrated. I don't know what that means.
That's kind of funny because staying salty generally would make you dehydrated.
Now the saltiness is so you can keep your electrolytes up.
Oh, okay. I see what you're saying.
Yeah,
Okay.
that's it.
All right. All right. All right.